You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
First and second now with nobody out here in the top of the sixth.
Cam in the open.
From the belt, throws. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second. Weed to his left field. He goes to second for one. Ivar's return back to first in time. A double play.
The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes pregame show is on the air. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Quakes Baseball.
Hello, everybody. This is Jason Anaforian with you here tonight from the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. It's time for Quakes Baseball after the Quakes dropping the last two games of their series to the High Desert Mavericks. The Quakes come into this ballgame on a two-game losing streak, looking to get back on the winning track as the Lake Elsinore Storm come into town. California League affiliates tonight of the Padres and the Angels. These two clubs meeting up just 8 days ago, where they split the first four games of the series, and Lake Elsinore won 2 out of 3 here against the Quakes. In fact, the series played out very similarly to the one just this past weekend. The Quakes won on Friday night, and then the visiting club, the Lake Elsinore Storm, taking Saturday and Sunday's contest rather decisively against the Quakes. Two very good hitting offenses right now, one supplied with more power, that is the Quakes. Yesterday, they dropped the decision 7-6 to the High Desert Mavericks in the deciding game of that three-game series. Unfortunately, if you're a Quakes fan, in the ninth inning, Bob Zimmerman surrendered a solo home run to Bernard Stevens, his first home run of the year, and a pinch hit solo home run nonetheless, and the Mavericks 7-6 win. The Quakes will send to the mound tonight to Michael Samard. Samard is coming off his first victory earlier this week at the John Thurman Field in Modesto, and he'll be opposed by left-hander Arturo Lopez. Lopez pitched on opening night against the Quakes at the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. Lopez against Samard tonight. Well, the Quakes 1 week ago today shuffled around their lineup, and when they shuffled around their lineup, Ty Boykin inserted into the leadoff spot Howie Kendrick. And Kendrick has taken off since then. Although Kendrick was hitting the ball rather well before, he has hit second or third for most of his professional career, but now in Rancho at the moment he is hitting leadoff, and since moving to the leadoff spot, he is 16 for 35. Quite a display of offense for Kendrick. And 1 week ago tonight, he took off when he's had 3 home runs and 10 RBIs since then. And when we come back on the pregame show, we're going to sit down and chat with the new Quakes second baseman. Howie Kendrick is our guest as the pregame show continues right after this.
Have you ever driven with your knees? Applied makeup during the commute? Read the paper while you changed lanes? Answered your cell phone at 65 miles per hour? It might sound funny, but there's nothing funny about the nearly 1.5 million auto accidents that happen every year because of distracted drivers. Allstate understands that nobody's perfect, but they also think that safe drivers, people who do check their rearview mirror before changing lanes, do pay attention to the road, and don't eat while they drive, should be rewarded with the Allstate Safe Driver Discount. Safe drivers should pay less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
We're joined by Quake second baseman Howie Kendrick tonight on the pregame show. Howie, you're off to a pretty good start here in the 2005 season, and a week ago today you moved to the leadoff spot. Do you prefer hitting leadoff, or does it matter?
Actually, I prefer hitting 2, but it really doesn't matter as long as I'm hitting somewhere in the lineup. But 1 is, it's a different spot to hit in because you're leading off every game, but I kind of take it as I lead off like I would hit in the 2 spot, so there's not much of a change for me.
Well, talk about that a little bit. I mean, you're only guaranteed to lead off the game at least once. Of course, sometimes it's a little bit different if you're only going to lead off an inning once. After the first inning, do you notice a difference?
Truly, no. It's just the same as any other part of the lineup. After the first inning, you could be up at any given time, but once we go back through the order, so it's not really much of a big deal after the first inning.
Why do you prefer hitting 2 over 1?
2, I guess I can get a feel for what the pitcher has, see a couple of pitches, kind of get my time in and whatnot, and, I just feel a lot more comfortable there because I've hit there for a while.
And as a leadoff guy, have you altered anything in terms of trying to give your team an extra couple of pitches to look at this guy, or if you see a good pitch, you're going to hit it?
Pretty much I kind of take the same approach like if I was a two-hitter. Like if I get a good pitch to hit, I'm going to go ahead and hack at it. And the coaches as well told me to just go ahead and take it as the same approach as if I was hitting somewhere else in the lineup. So I just stick with the same game plan that I've had when I was hitting with two or if I was hitting in the three-hole. So I just kind of take that approach.
James Rowson said yesterday on the pregame show that he told you that, and he tells all the hitters, the power is going to come when you worry about the base hits and you worry about learning how to hit. And he says that your power is really coming around right now.
I think of myself more as a gap-to-gap hitter, like more of a doubles hitter. And I just try to put the ball in play and make solid contact, and whatever happens after that happens.
So the home runs, you're not up there swinging for the fences. I mean, obviously we can see that too, but you have been able to hit 4 home runs so far early on.
I guess I've just been putting good swings on the ball, and fortunately they've been going out of the park. But other than that, I'm just trying to make good solid contact, hit the ball hard, and stay through the middle, and things have been working out for me.
Switching to the defensive side of the ball, you've been paired up with Brandon Wood at short for a while now. You guys have to be very comfortable, and you look comfortable out there turning double plays.
Yeah, he and I, we got together in the Provo season, like whenever advanced rookie ball out in Utah, and ever since then we kind of been on the same level of play, and like we got to know each other really well. And unfortunately, we've been able to play together for 3 years now, and I kind of have a feel of what he's going to do with the ball when he gets it through the middle, and he knows what I'm going to do with the ball. So we have a great communication between us.
We're talking with Howie Kendrick tonight on the Quakes pregame show. Do you feel somewhat relaxed? I mean, knowing that there isn't not necessarily a lot of pressure for you guys to move up, but everybody in the Angels farm system continues to move up year by year. You guys are no different, and yet you guys kind of have a sense that you're going to get a full year here probably to work on things, and then you'll be on your way maybe.
Well, we kind of go in, like I can't speak for him, but it's coming from me, you can't really worry about what the other guys ahead of you are doing, because when you start worrying about things like that you can't control, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I just try to stick to worrying about myself and doing what I'm supposed to do and let everything else work itself out.
You guys last year in Cedar Rapids, you had a very good season as a team, and a lot of the guys from Cedar Rapids are up here together in Rancho Cucamonga. Winning is obviously not new to you guys.
No, like most of us, we started together in Provo, so the majority of the team are guys that I've played with for 3 years, and we all know each other and we all get along, and the guys that we haven't played with, we also get along. So all of us have a great team chemistry, and everybody gets along with each other.
And that team chemistry is probably why the ball club's off to the good start they're at.
Yeah, I'd say that has a big part to play with it, and right now we're just, working out all the kinks in our, defense and offense, and hopefully we'll get on the roll pretty soon.
What are some of those kinks?
Just as far as communications, and then like we're leaving a lot of runners on base in scoring position. We're not executing, but once we get the small things done like that, we'll be off and running.
Now, this is a ball club that I talked about you and your double play partner in Brandon Wood, and you said you guys have played obviously together since the Provo days. What have you, for a minor league baseball club, this Quakes infield this year from third to first, everybody seems like they're a natural at their position.
Well, I think you can just contribute that to like a lot of the hard work that we put into it, and like our instructors, they come out here, from time to time and work on all the minor adjustments we need to make, and we work on those in BP. We take plenty of ground balls and just to prepare for the game.
Now, you guys had Bobby Mitchell and Bobby Ramos in town this weekend. You guys constantly have Rovers coming in and out. What's that like? The Rovers can come in, completely turn around your schedule. What did you guys work on, for example, this weekend?
This weekend we just kind of focus on more of the base running and the bunting, and then like cutoffs and relays and things like that. Just the small things that'll help you win the ball game that just come up in key situations like bunting, moving a guy over. Just the little things like that can help you manufacture runs and win those one-run ball games.
Howie, thanks for joining us. We look forward to chatting with you, and congratulations on a good start again.
All right, thank you very much.
We've been talking with Quakes second baseman Howie Kendrick tonight on the pregame show. We'll be back with more right after this.
The Epicenter is the place to be on weeknights during the baseball season. The weeknight promotions are back, including Monday Madness, where you can purchase 2 club tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 Cracker Jacks, and 2 sodas, all for just $12. Wednesdays mark the return of Weenie Wednesdays, where Farmer John hot dogs are just $1. And, of course, Thirsty Thursdays with 12-ounce draft beer and canned soda, all for just $1. Tickets for weeknight games start at just $7. Make your plans to be with us during the week at the Epicenter.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my, son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Special thanks to Howie Kendrick for joining us on the pregame show this evening. The Angels are back at home after a road trip last week. They took them to Texas and Oakland. They are hosting Seattle. That ball game underway. The Angels are coming to bat in the bottom of the first. The Mariners failing to score. Elsewhere in the American League West, Oakland leads Texas 5-2. That ball game in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And with the Mariners hosting the Angels and the A's at the Rangers, that is your AL West action tonight. The Dodgers lead Milwaukee 4-3 in the top of the 9th inning at Miller Park. The Giants and the Padres are heading to the bottom of the first scoreless in San Diego. That'll do it for our pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups in the first pitch for you right after this.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on, hit out into right center. On with a dive is Willits, and did he come up with it? He did! A spectacular diving catch by Reggie Willits in right center.
You've been listening to the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes pregame show. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. Quakes baseball is next.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible. And it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Tickets at the Epicenter for individual games start as low as $7, and the best seats in the house are only $10. Tickets can be purchased one of 3 easy ways. Over the phone at 909-481-5252, online at rcquakes.com, or in person at the Quakes ticket office. Ticket office hours at the Epicenter are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On game days, the ticket office stays open from 10 a.m. until the 7th inning of each game. Get your Quakes tickets today. Here's the pitch now to Carter, swinging a drive into right center. On with a dive is Sugden, and he makes the catch.
It's time for Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. Brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Galliano Winery, the City of Rancho Cucamonga Waste Management, Red Roof Inn, Charter Media, Chipotle, Farmer John's, Unilever Food Solutions, the Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and Omaha Jacks. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Quakes baseball.
Welcome once again to Quakes Baseball, everybody. Jason Anaforian with you on a cool, overcast evening here at the Epicenter. Our coldest night so far of the season after we had just beautiful weather over the weekend for the High Desert Series. The Lake Elsinore Storm, the affiliate of the Padres, in town to take on the Angels Class A affiliate, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Michael Simard is In the middle of his warm-up tosses on the mound tonight, the right-hander will be opposed by left-hander Arturo Lopez of the Lake Elsinore Storm. Let's go ahead and run down the starting lineups for the Lake Elsinore Storm as announced by manager Rick Renteria. Peter Ramos at second base leading off. Drew Macias, the center fielder, hitting second. Fernando Valenzuela Jr. will hit third. He is the first baseman. Brett Bonvecchio at third base. He'll hit cleanup. Michael Johnson, the DH, hits fifth. George Kottaras will catch and hit sixth. Brian Bergamy in left field hitting seventh. Steve Baker, the right fielder, will hit eighth. And Juan Siriaco is at shortstop hitting ninth. Ramos, Macias, Valenzuela, Bonvecchio, Johnson, Kottaras, Bergamy, Baker, and Siriaco. The lineup for the Quakes is announced by manager Ty Boykin. Leading off at second base, our pregame guest, Howie Kendrick. Brandon Wood is the shortstop, hitting second. Matt Brown at third base, bats third. Bobby Wilson will catch and hit cleanup. Matt Pauley at first base, hitting fifth. Jason Sugden, the right fielder, will hit sixth. B.J. Weed in left field hits seventh. Brooks Schenkel, the DH, hits eighth. And Rancel Melgarejo in center field, hitting ninth. Kendrick, Wood, Brown, Wilson, Pauley, Sugden, Weed, Schenkel, and Melgarejo. That's the lineup that Arturo Lopez will face. But Michael Samard is ready to go, and he winds, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. We are underway tonight at 7:16. No balls, one strike on a cool, overcast evening at the Epicenter. The next pitch is down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. There are tickets still available for this Monday night game. If you're in the area, come on by and join us. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And Samard comes back, next pitch, and that's a changeup swung on and missed. And the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Samard on the mound, standing with the feet close together. Right-hander wearing the long sleeves tonight. I think it's a night for long sleeves for everybody. See jackets and hoods out here. It is a very, very cool night. The 1-2 on the way. Swinging a shot into right center field. That is a base hit. And a leadoff single for Peter Ramos. Well, Ramos coming into the ballgame with a .282 average in the early season, and Lake Elsinore is a ball club that has been hitting the ball rather well, and I think we saw them begin to get their hitting sticks out in force the third game of the year here at the Epicenter. Here is Drew Macias, the native of Rancho, Cucamonga, and a runner at first with nobody out. Here is the pitch. That comes inside from Samard, and the count is 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes the count as Samard looks in from the stretch. He pauses the letters, a turn and a throw back over to first, and Ramos is back standing. Top half of the first inning just underway. Glad you can join us. Michael Samard, he pitched well at Modesto. He had some runs to work with. That was on Wednesday night. Now Samard is set. He throws from the stretch. It is in there at the knees for a strike, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Matt Brown, who belted a home run yesterday in the ball game, stands off the line at third base and a few steps back of the bag. The shortstop is Brandon Wood. The second baseman, Howie Kendrick. And at first base, holding on Ramos, is Pauley. The 1-1 pitch swung on, and that one's looped out towards right center, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Sugden on to field it on a hop, and he'll get the ball back to the infield. And the runners are now at first and second for the Lake Elsinore Storm. Here is Fernando Valenzuela Jr. For Samard, 1 win on the season and 2 starts. 9 1/3 innings. He's given up 11 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He gave up 7 runs, 6 earned in his first 2 outings of the year. And most of that came in his first start right here against Lake Elsinore. Here is the pitch, and it's in there for a strike to Macias, and the count is to Valenzuela, I beg your pardon. The count is no balls and a strike. Light breeze blowing out to right field. Away from second base is Ramos. At first base is Macias. And now Samard looks back at second. He kicks and he throws from the stretch, swinging a foul ball down the left field line and out of play. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Earlier today, there was some action in the California League. The Lancaster Jethawks and the Inland Empire 66ers in a morning ball game from San Bernardino today. 0-2 the count, runners at first and second. Here's the next pitch. It's up high. Bobby Wilson out of his crouch, and he lost that ball momentarily. The Angels are at home tonight. They are hosting Seattle. They have a 7-game homestand starting tonight. 2 with Seattle, 2 with Cleveland, and then 3 with Oakland. It's not often outside of the American League because of maybe some of the scheduling, but it's very rare to see 2-game series anymore these days in baseball. It seems like the last couple of years they've made it a point to get rid of the 2-game series at the major league level. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and before Samard delivers the pitch, he steps off of the rubber. Count still stays 1-2. Jason Anaforian with you here tonight. Our studio coordinator is John Sauter back in the KWRM studios. We'll be live with you throughout the Lake Elsinore series this week. The 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball swung on, hit foul back to the screen off the bat of Valenzuela. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Just underway, first and second, and nobody out. Samard with the shoulders squared towards home plate, looking in from the stretch. Now he goes to the glove and pauses. The 1-2 on the way, swinging a foul off to the left. This one is out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. So Lancaster already, and the Inland Empire 66ers wrapping up their ball game earlier today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here is Samar to look back at second base. He kicks. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a chopper foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Valenzuela. The Quakes losing 2 out of 3 over the weekend to High Desert. And yesterday's ball game, they lost by the score of 7-6. Bernard Stevens' home run yesterday landed off of the wall or high up the scoreboard in right center field. The Quakes now 0-2 on Sundays. They've won their only Monday contest so far this season, and that was last week against Lancaster. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Samard from the stretch. A look back at second, and he throws home, and Valenzuela Jr. fouls this one on back to the backstop. And the count is still 1-2. Valenzuela hitting .326 so far in the early season with a home run, 6 RBIs, 14 for 43. Quakes with the infield back. Samard throws home. The 1-2 swung on and fouled off at the plate. Well, the sign of a good hitter is also one that can work the count and at least foul some pitches off. That is exactly what Valenzuela Jr. is accomplishing here. There are 2 things he's accomplishing. He's not only taking his at-bat further, but he is also giving his other hitters to follow an opportunity to really get a look at what Samar throws. 1-2, a look back at second, and he throws. The next pitch, swinging a ground ball. Diving stop at first by Pauly. He gets up, and he flips over to Samard in time for the out. Down to third base goes Ramos. To second base on the ground out goes Macias. Here's Brett Bonvecchio. The final score this afternoon from Inland Empire, 4-3, 66ers in 10. 1 Cal League game already in the books. 1 man out, Brett Bonvecchio the batter, left-handed hitter, and the infield is brought in. Samard looks at the sign, he nods. Now he throws home the pitch. Bonvecchio swings and fouls this one out of play. The count is 0-1. As we mentioned in the opening, an overcast night at the Epicenter. The lights are on right now. They're already grabbing their effect on the field. And it is a night for jackets and long pants out at the ballpark. 0-1 the count. A look over at third, and Samard throws home. The pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Such an overcast sky that you can barely see the mountains, maybe the base of the mountains right around the 210 freeway out into the left field skyline, but not much after that. The 1-1 on the way, swing and a chopper foul wide of first base, and it hits off the railing of the Lake Elsinore. Hits off the railing of the Lake Elsinore dugout along the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. In left field, B.J. Wee playing straight away. Rancel Melgarejo straight away in center field as well. And Jason Sugden is straight away in right. Here's the 1-2 on the way, up high, and the count is even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can see some of the street lights up the road off into the left field skyline, but as we mentioned, as you get up closer to the freeway, it all blends into gray. 2 balls. Smart looks back at second. Now he throws home. The pitch is inside, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One man out in the inning. Away from third is Ramos. Macias off the bag at second. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Bonvecchio is out. Two away. Here is Michael Johnson coming up to the plate. Michael Johnson has hit 3 of the Lake Elsinore Storm's 4 home runs in the early season. Lake Elsinore leading the league in hitting as a team. Now here's Johnson at the plate. 3 home runs, 14 RBIs so far, and one of them came here. The pitch is down low from Simard, and the count 1-0. The Storm tonight wearing their road grays. Gray top, gray pants. 1-0 on the way, swinging a little roller. Back to Simard. He gloves it on the grass and then overthrows Polly at first. And this is going to score 2 runs, and Johnson taking off for second will make it as the throw from Polly gets away from Brandon Wood, the shortstop. And what looked to be an easy little comebacker to Simard turns into a 2-run error, and the Storm grab a 2-0 lead. And so in the early going, the fielding woes that plagued the Quakes yesterday are with them again here in the first. Simard fielded the ball on the grass just in front of the pitcher's mound and simply had the ball slip out of his hand. And once it was taken off for first, you knew that Polly wasn't going to be able to at least either catch the ball and come down on the bag. The best case scenario was that he would at least be able to come down with the ball, but that wasn't even the case. Here is George Kottaras, and the pitch is up high, and the count is 1-0. So an error charge to Simard. It is 2-0 Lake Elsinore, as both Ramos and Macias score on the air. Ramos from third and Macias from second. Next pitch, swinging a ground ball off the mound. That's going to head on through into right center field. That's a base hit. Around third is Johnson, and the throw coming in is cut off. An RBI single for George Kottaras, and it's 3-0 Lake Elsinore. So George Kottaras now with 7 RBIs on the season, and Eric Bennett's going to go out to calm down his pitcher Simard right after he might be a little bit rattled, especially after he committed the error. But Simard has got a pitch through it here in the early going. Unfortunately, just a moment ago, it looked like, unfortunately for the Quakes, it was going to be 0-0 heading to the bottom of the first. And now it's at least a 3-run deficit with Lake Elsinore still batting. So Simard has dug himself a hole early on, and Brian Bergamy is the batter. 2 outs and a runner at first base. Bergamy, left-handed hitter, open stance. Simard pauses, letter height. He kicks from the stretch. The pitch is outside. The count is 1-0. Bergamy hitting 289 or 281 with a 9 for 32 tally at the plate so far. No home runs, 4 RBIs. The next pitch, swinging a high drive to right field. Sugden on his horse. This one's headed towards the wall and over the wall. A 2-run home run for Brian Bergamy. And the Storm lead it 5-0 here in the top half of the first inning. That ball had some top spin on it, Bergamy, not a big guy, caught a pitch up in the zone, though, that he could at least rope, and that's probably the best description of that home run ball. A rope shot that made it just over the right field wall. It's his first home run of the season. Just the 5th home run hit by the Storm so far, and now their 11th game tonight. RBIs 5 and 6 for Bergamy, so it's 5-0 Lake Elsinore. Here is the pitch to Steve Baker, and he swings the opposite field and hits that one down the right field line and foul. Back up into the cafe seats. 0-1 the count. Baker, right-handed hitter, hitting .341 on the year. For Baker, he's 14 for 41. Next pitch swung on and missed. The count is 0-2. 14 for 41 with 10 RBIs so far. Simard is ready. He rocks. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Low and away. Wilson has that ball skipped by him and to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's tough when you come to bat in the bottom of the first inning down by 5. The 1-2 on the way, swung on, hit to left. Weed playing deep coming in, and that's going to fall in front of him for a base hit. So, 3 consecutive hits. The inning started with a single for Ramos. Macias followed with a single, putting runners at first and second base. And then after Valenzuela hit a ground out to first base that allowed the runners to move to second and third, respectively, Brett Bonvecchio struck out swinging, and then it looked as if Simard had retired the powerful Michael Johnson. Here is the pitch to Juan Ciriaco, the shortstop hitting ninth, and it's a swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1. And yet he airmailed the throw to first, and that has in turn opened up the inning. No balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Here's the next pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen, and the count is 0-2. Well, there's one thing for sure. The Quakes certainly had some momentum coming into the ball game on Friday, and they also had some momentum coming into Saturday's game. But since then, in terms of the wins and losses, they don't bring a lot of momentum into tonight's game. Breaking ball from Simard misses inside. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Juan Ciriaco. 4 RBIs in the early going for Ciriaco, hitting .324. The Storm collectively as a team batting .310. 1-2 the count, 2 men out. Here it comes, and a curveball swung on and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over. Not before the Storm score 5 unanswered runs. They score 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 very costly error, and a man left on base. We move to the bottom half of the first inning tonight. Kendrick, Wood, and Brown coming up. The Storm 5, and the Quakes coming to bat.
Hey, Dirtbags fans, it's the voice of the 49ers, Rob Bushka. Join Dirtbags skipper Mike Weathers and I live from Cerebello's in Long Beach for the Mike Weathers Show. Each Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30, we'll take your questions, and you can win tickets, Dirtbags merchandise, and more. The Mike Weathers Show, Wednesdays at 6:30 from Cerebello's in Long Beach, 4115 Viking Way. If you can't make the show, be sure to catch it here on KWRM 1370 AM and on the internet at longbeachstate.com.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you got shoes. I'm down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
No, the Quakes have some catching up to do and a lot of work to do here in the bottom half of the first inning, as the Quakes lead this or trail this one 5-0 till the Lake Elsinore Storm. Jason Anaforian with you here on this Monday evening from the Epicenter. Glad you can join us wherever you might be. The Quakes will send to the plate. It'll be Howie Kendrick. Kendrick will also be followed by Brandon Wood and then Matt Brown. And if you're the Quakes, hopefully more. They're going to need it, trailing 5-0 to Arturo Lopez, a man they faced on opening night at the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. As Lopez, the left-hander, comes home and the first pitch dips down low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Howie Kendrick hitting .365, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. He has played in each of the Quakes' 11 games. He takes the next pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Yesterday, Reyes was at second base. Kendrick was not in the lineup, but he was in the lineup, but he was not in the field. Next pitch, Kendrick fights that one off, hits that one down the right field line. That lands on the line. That's a fair ball, base hit. Kendrick is around first. He's digging for second. Here comes the throw from right field, and Baker digs it out, throws it to Siriaco, the shortstop, covering the second base bag, and Kendrick is out. So Kendrick out at second base, trying to extend a single into a double. 1 man out. Here is Brandon Wood. Wood hitting .283, 5 home runs, 8 RBIs. Here's the windup and the pitch. Wood takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Brandon Wood's been hitting the ball well the last 4 games, and he has been one that has been getting hot, but late, but getting hot. Next pitch in there for a strike, and the count 0-2. Wood has struggled to start the season, but boy, since Thursday night in Modesto, it has been a different story. Wood is 9 for 19 in his last 4 games. Next pitch swung on, driven up the alleyway, right center field. That's going to land for a base hit as Macias, the center fielder, goes over to cut that ball off, and Wood is aboard. Second hit so far for the Quakes. Make that now 10 for 20 for Brandon Wood in his last, what is now 5 games. Here is Matt Brown. Matt Brown hitting .349 with 3 home runs and 7 runs batted in. Lopez holding that ball behind his back. Wood away from first base. Here is the pitch home to Brown. A strike called, and the count is 0-1. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Storm. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. All 5 of the Lake Elsinore runs in the first, all unearned, although it was the pitcher's error that opened the door to the inning. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way. It is up high. Count is even at a ball and a strike. The Quakes stranded 11 men on base yesterday, 8 the night before in their loss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man out. A look over at first. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss and a curveball, and the count is 1-2. Close to 15,000 folks over the weekend through the turnstiles at the Epicenter. Tonight, a little bit of a smaller crowd. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man out. A look over at first base. Here's the pitch on the way. That ball misses inside. 2-2. 5-0 Storm, bottom of the first inning. Valenzuela Jr. holding on Wood at first. Ramos is at second base, playing close to the bag. Siriaco playing straight away at short. Monvecchio back at third. The next pitch, swinging a pop fly down the right field line. Baker, the right fielder, giving chase. This ball's going to land up into the bleachers. 2-2 the count. Brown with the home run in yesterday's contest. He was 2 for 4 with a walk 2 runs scored. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Brown is out number 1. Here is Bobby Wilson. Bobby Wilson amongst the league leaders in hitting, a .385 average. That is 6th in the league, in the California League in hitting. 2 men out, a runner at first. The pitch down low, 1 ball, no strikes. In fact, the leading hitter in the California League right now is Matt Rogelstadt of Inland Empire. Lake Elsinore does not have anybody in the top 10 yet as a team, though. They are hitting the ball rather well. Wilson swings and lifts a high fly ball foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The numbers on Arturo Lopez, 1-0. He won his 2nd start of the year. 10 innings pitched so far. 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 9. 1-0 with a 2.70 ERA in the early going. Lopez pauses the belt, and from the stretch, the lefty throws. It is inside, 2 balls and a strike. That opening night, Lopez was pitching pretty good until about the 5th inning, and the Quakes just, after they got through the 4th, and they started to make their way the 2nd time through the lineup, towards the end of the lineup, the hits started to come. Wilson swings and sharply grounds it to short, and the throw from Siriaco sails past Ramos, who was covering the bag at 2nd, and it goes down the right field line. Ty Boykin is going to hold up the runner, but the runner, Wood, runs through the stop sign, and an errant throw from Baker to the plate above the head of the catcher, Kottaras, scores Brandon Wood, and the Quakes are on the board. Here is Matt Pauley. So an error. Charge to Siriaco at short. Here is Matt Pauley. Runner at 2nd, 2 men out. It is 5-1 Lake Elsinore. And the pitch to Pauley is down low, 1-0. Well, this has not been a good inning of defense by either ball club. Wood ran through the stop sign at 3rd. Big chopper off the bat of Pauley. It's fielded by Lopez in fair territory, and Lopez flips over to 1st to get Pauley. The inning is over. No runs, or 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base. We head to the 2nd inning. It is 5-1 Lake Elsinore.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
The bond between food and Pepsi is a storied tradition. It is a bond of respect and admiration.
I just know that when I come out of the piping hot oven covered in cheese and pepperoni, I'm a little disoriented. But then I see that beautiful blue and red and white eye gazing at me. I know I'm not alone.
A bond that says where there's a pizza and a Pepsi, things are going to be okay.
And that's when I knew who I was. I'm a pizza. And proud of it. You know, it's because of... Oh, thank you, Pepsi. It really, it meant a lot.
It's a bond of... Well, you say it, Mr. Pizza.
Love. I love you, Pepsi. I'm a pizza, and I love Pepsi. There, I said it.
Pepsi, food's good. Pepsi, it's the cola.
It is 5-1 Lake Elsinore. We move along here to the top of the 2nd inning. Michael Simard on the mound for the Quakes. There have been 6 runs scored in this ball game, and all of them are unearned to both pitchers. Here's Peter Ramos. Leading off the top of the second inning, he led off the first. Pitches outside to Ramos, the count 1-0. Lake Elsinore sent 9 men to the plate in the first, scoring 5 times. 1 ball, no strikes. The next pitch on the way, low and away, 2-0. Samard features a fastball, curveball, and a changeup. His fastball runs a little bit. Here's the 2-0 on the way. Down low with the fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. Ramos singled and scored in the first. He'll be followed by Macias and then Valenzuela. 3-0 the count. And the pitch on the way is up high, ball 4, and a walk. So a walk, putting Ramos on base. That is the first walk of the night for either pitcher. Here is Drew Macias. Away from first base, Ramos, held on by Powell. Here's the pitch home. It is on the outside corner for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Tomorrow night, we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with the pregame show, 7:15 first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Runner away from first, that's Ramos. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Macias swings and hits that one out towards center field. That's the base hit. Well, it's starting to look like last inning. Here's the throw back to second base from Melgarejo, and back safely is Ramos. Once again, the first 2 men are on base for Lake Elsinore. Here's Valenzuela Jr. He had the local ABC, the Los Angeles ABC affiliate. That is also the local ABC affiliate out here that is also shooting him tonight. KABC Channel 7 out of Los Angeles doing a feature on Fernando Valenzuela Jr. Here is the pitch, and Valenzuela Jr. takes a strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-1. Away from second base, Ramos. Macias away from first. Samard from the stretch. He looks back. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Swinging a shot out towards left center field. Weeds on the chase. He's not going to get it. It's going to the wall in a couple of hops. Around third is Ramos. He's going to score. Macias with good speed. He's going to be waved around from third, and he will score. And Valenzuela Jr. clears the bases with a 2-run double. It is 7-1 Lake Elsinore. Well, Lake Elsinore yesterday was just pounded 14-4 by the San Jose Giants at home. Now the Quakes unleash the relievers from the dugout, and they begin to trot down to the bullpen. 7 runs now on 7 hits for Lake Elsinore. And this ball game here in the top of the second inning, still nobody out. Here's Bonvecchio. Takes low and inside from Samard, and the count 1-0. Samard looks in. 1 ball, no strikes. A look back at second. Here's the pitch on the way inside, and the count 2-0. Even at this point, you can't help but look back and wonder what would have happened had they been able to complete that last out in the first inning, the simple little comebacker. Right now, at this point, it is a game-changing play. Next pitch, Bonvecchio swings, grounds this one deep at the hole at second base. It is backhanded by Kendrick. He fields and he throws to first, and Polly with a nice scoop out of the dirt in time for the first out. A productive out, though, for Bonvecchio, his first out of the inning, and moving over to third base is Valenzuela. Here is Michael Johnson. 7-1 Lake Elsinore, top of the second inning. Quakes bring the infield in, wanting to cut that run off at third if they can. Here's the pitch. A strike call to Johnson with a fastball. The count is 0-1. Now, it's 7-1, but still, it's only the second inning. You never know what type of damage you could avoid by getting out of this jam. And it could make your life a little bit easier later on in this game, depending on how it plays out. Next pitch is swung on and missed. strike two, and the count is 0-2. Johnson so far has been fooled by Simard's breaking pitch. 0-2 the count, one man out. Now Simard looks over at third base. Here's the pitch from Simard. Strike three called on the breaking ball, a curveball, and Johnson is out number two. Here is George Kottaras. Runner at third, two men out. Kottaras singled and knocked in a run in the first. A look over at third base, and here's the pitch on the way, low and outside. One ball, no strikes to count. Kottaras singled off of the mound. He knocked in a run in the first, and then he was belted home on a two-run home run by Brian Bergamy. Next pitch misses down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Nighttime has already settled in here at the Epicenter. Well, we mentioned that we had great weather over the weekend, and today it was the 2-0 on the way is in there for a strike at the knees, 2-1. Today we had some overcast skies in the morning, and we thought that perhaps it would just clear out as the day went along, but it has stuck around. The 2-1 on the way, changeup swung on and missed, 2-2. Valenzuela away from third base. 7-1 Lake Elsinore, top of the second. Now Simard looks over. Now he throws home. The 2-2 on the way. Misses outside with a curveball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Quakes stay home through the week, at least through Wednesday. They'll have an off day on Thursday. 3-2 on the way. Swung on and hammered foul wide of first, and down the right field line it goes. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Simard so far has done a good job of pitching himself out of the runner at third, 1 out jam. He's a strike away from getting out of the inning and not allowing that extra run to score. 3-2 on the way, swung on, hit into right field, a base hit. Kottaras with his second RBI hit of the night. Coming in to score from third is Valenzuela. It is 8-1 Lake Elsinore. Well, so far, the starting pitching staff, and with the exception of yesterday's performance by Rich Thompson, the night before, Torres did not give Ty Boykin a lot of innings, but that didn't matter. Torres is being piggybacked with John Toledo, and Toledo came in on his scheduled day to throw and pitched masterfully. Here's Brian Bergamy, and he swings and he fouls the first pitch back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. And it has been rare, though, that the Quakes have had a starter go out there and get hit around like Simard has tonight. The 0-1 on the way, a strike called, and the count is 0-2. Justin Dowdy can be used as a long reliever, can eat up some innings. He's a left-hander warming up in the bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Top of the second inning, 8-1 Lake Elsinore. The 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball, a curve ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Bergamy with the home run, a 2-run shot to right in the first. The 1-2 on the way is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We told you Lake Elsinore leading the league in hitting with a .310 collective team average. 2-2 the count. 2 men out. Kottaras away from first. Here's the pitch on the way. And a breaking ball. Bergamy cannot hold up on a check swing. He goes around, and Simard strikes him out to end the inning. The Storm posts 3 more runs on 4 hits. No errands and a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. It is 8-1 Lake Elsinore.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, pleats and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk in the book, not the other book. When it
comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
It's your first game. You got your glove?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, bright blue sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in the summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's that peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You'll watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
No, the Quakes have even more catching up to do now after Lake Elsinore's second time up at the plate, and it's now 8-1 Lake Elsinore. 63 pitches so far for Michael Samard, who has given up 8 runs, 3 of them earned in 2 innings. He has struck out 4, and he has walked 1 batter in his performance so far tonight. Lake Elsinore just picked right up where they left off in the first, and a leadoff walk came around to score. Macias followed up with a single and then a bases-clearing double by Valenzuela. And he took it, surprise, surprise, to the opposite field. I mean, he can take the ball well to the opposite field. So can Macias. But there are a lot of gap-to-gap hitters, as you would classify them, on this Lake Elsinore lineup. Here is Jason Sugden to lead it off. Switch hitter batting right-handed. The first pitch is swung on. A big bouncer to first, fielded by Valenzuela in fair territory. He'll take it to the bag for the out, and Sugden is retired. 1 man out in the inning, and this Quakes broadcast tonight is brought to you by Best Western. Play ball with Best Westerns in California, Nevada, and Hawaii, and get a free limited edition bobblehead for each qualified stay. Register in advance at travelbestwestern.com or call 1-800-WESTERN. B.J. Weed, switch hitter batting right-handed. Here's the first pitch. He takes up high. 1 ball and no strikes the count. B.J. Weed so far. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a shot to right, and shot to left. That's a base hit. So B.J. Weed aboard with a 1-out single here in the first. Here in the second. Here's Brooks Schenkel. Schenkel just 1 for 7 so far. He's seen limited playing time. Schenkel with a couple of walks as well. Weed away from first base. 1 man out. Here's the pitch. Schenkel swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Schenkel so far on the season, 7 of his outs, 4 of them have been strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike and 1 man out. Bottom of the second. Here's the pitch on the way. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. It is 8-1 Lake Elsinore. Bottom half of the second inning. Justin Dowdy continues to warm up in the Quakes bullpen. More than likely, he'll be pitching and starting the third inning. 1-1. And the pitch on the way. A little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. Lopez, the left-hander, goes to the glove. A pause at the belt. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swinging a hot shot back up the middle, center field, base hit. Turning the bag at second is Weed. He'll put on the brakes as Macias gets the ball back into the infield. 1 man out for Rancel Melgarejo. He has runners at first and second to work with. To 1 Lake Elsinore. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Quakes can't get all of the runs back at 1 point. Lopez started his professional career with the Dodgers organization, and he was selected in the 2004 or this past year. The next is a pitch to Melgareo. Swinging a bouncer to third. Bonvecchio fields it, goes to second for one. Ramos back to first in time. An inning-ending double play. The side is retired. One hit, nobody left on base. We move along to the third inning. It's 8-1 Lake Elsinore.
I'm Mandy Moore. Please join me in helping those who battle cancer by supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Kids help collect spare change through the school and youth programs. Families, neighbors, and businesses come together every fall for the Light the Night Walk. Athletes of all ages provide support through team and training events, while others give their time and talent, an important gift. You too can help provide both help and hope. To find out how, visit us online or call 888-HELP-LLS.
One of the most common types of pollution from businesses is contaminated water runoff, which carries oil, grease, or other chemicals that drip or spill onto the ground into the street. This water continues through our communities untreated until it reaches the Santa Ana River and eventually the ocean. Contaminated runoff from your business is a violation of local laws for which you could pay a fine. So please, sweep outside areas and put the debris in the trash. Never hose them down or sweep into the curb or storm drain. Make sure dumpsters have lids to reduce blow-away litter, and call your trash hauler to replace your dumpster if it leaks. Empty mop water and other dirty water into a mop sink or floor drain. Do not illegally dump the water outside. Use non-toxic cleaning products whenever possible. Dispose of all toxics such as pesticides and cleaning products through a hazardous waste hauler. These items are too toxic to trash. And obtain spill containment and cleanup kits for your business. For more information about stormwater pollution prevention, please call 800-CLEANUP or the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
8-1 Lake Elsinore, heading to the top of the third inning tonight. From the epicenter, new pitcher for the Quakes is left-hander Justin Dowdy. Dowdy so far, he has pitched in 3 ball games, 6 in the third scoreless inning so far. He's allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Still early, and that's the way you look at this ball game. What the Quakes need is somebody to come in and put up some zeros now and keep Lake Elsinore off the board and allow them to chip away. They have 7 innings to work with. The first pitch, swinging a ground ball right to Brown to third. He fields, he throws over to first in time for the out. Baker is the batter, and now Baker is 1 for 2. He grounds out here to lead off the third. First pitch to one, Siriaco is taken down low. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Top half of the third, the windup and the pitch to Siriaco, a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 8 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Lake Elsinore, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. The 1-1 on the way, swing and a tapper back to the mound, fielded by Dowdy. The left-hander spins and throws over to first. In time to get Siriaco. 2 men out. Here comes Peter Ramos. Ramos singled and scored in the first, walked and scored in the second. Angels lead Seattle 3-0, top of the fourth. Here is the pitch to Ramos, and that's a strike, and the count is 0-1. Storm 8, Quakes 1. Here's Dowdy to the plate, the 0-1 on the way, down low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Dowdy rocks and kicks, the 1-1 on the way, swinging a pop fly down the right field line. Sugden coming over, and he reaches up and he makes the catch. The inning is over. So Justin Dowdy comes in and restores some order here in the third. 1, 2, 3, go the Storm. We head to the bottom half of the third. It is 8-1 Lake Elsinore.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
8-1 Lake Elsinore. Bottom of the third inning coming up tonight from the Epicenter in Rancho, Cucamonga. Jason Anaforian with you here on this Monday evening. It's a Monday Madness. We want to remind you that as part of the Monday Madness package, you can get 2 club tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 Cracker Jacks, and 2 sodas, all for just $12. The next Monday, the Quakes will be at home. Will be in a couple of weeks, actually. The Bakersfield Blaze will be in town 2 weeks from today. Quakes home tomorrow, Tuesday night, 7:15 first pitch, 7 o'clock with the pregame show. Same thing on Wednesday night, dollar hot dog night out here at the ballpark, 7:15 first pitch, 7 o'clock with the pregame show here on KWRM. The ball club has their first off day on Thursday, and then they travel to Lancaster for 3. Here is Howie Kendrick to lead off the third. First pitch swinging. Kendrick, a right-handed hitter, fouls it back to the screen. And the count is 0-1. Here's the windup and the next pitch on the way. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Here's the wind-up by Lopez, and the next pitch. Swung on and missed. Kendrick is behind in the count, 1-2. Lopez was selected by San Diego from the Dodgers in the Rule 5 draft this past off-season. This last December. Kendrick swings, he bounces that one into center field, and that's a base hit. Kendrick is 2 for 2. Here is Brandon Wood coming up. Lopez selected from the Dodgers in the Rule 5 draft this past December. He pitched last year in Columbus, Georgia. Here is the pitch to Brandon Wood, and it is down low, an appeal on the base umpire. And Scott Jarrett says that he did, in fact, hold up. Mark Rippelberger behind the plate tonight, calling balls and strikes. 1-0 the count. A runner away from first base. And now he goes. A very good jump by Kendrick, and Wood swings and fouls that one back to the screen. The count is 1-1. Kendrick had a good 7-foot jump, a 7-step jump, at least a 7-step jump. He was flying on that last pitch. Wouldn't be shocked to see Lopez throw over there now. The 1-1 on the way. Wood swings and hits a high fly ball to center field. Macias is under it, and the center fielder makes the catch for the out. 1 man out. Matt Brown coming up. Brown struck out swinging in the first. Lopez was in Columbus last year. He was 5-4 with a 4.78 ERA. Last season, he pitched mainly as a reliever, only started 7 games. And the last time he was a starter full-time, or at least full season, was in 2002, back in the Pioneer League. Here's the pitch, and Brown swings and misses a changeup, and the count is 0-1. Lopez struck out 83 last year. He walked just 29. No balls, one strike. Kendrick away from first. And the throw over, and Kendrick is back with a head first slide. Lopez from Culiacan, Mexico. No balls, one strike, one man out. Lopez throws home the pitch, low and inside. 1-1 the count. So last year, 29 games pitched, started just 7 of them. He's pitched mainly as a reliever, though, in his career. One ball, one strike. He has just 279 innings pitched in his career. Breaking ball down low. 2 balls and a strike. But the Padres feel that he's best served as converting him to a starter. And with 279 innings pitched in his professional career of 4 seasons now, he's going to, well, he won't double it, but he's going to, if he stays healthy, as Kendrick goes, the 2-1 on the way, Brown swings and pops it up. Right field for Baker. He backtracks, and he reaches out into the gap, and he makes the catch. Ball kind of tailing away from him at the end. 2 men out. Back to first goes Kendrick. But the point on Lopez, if he stays healthy this year and logs a full season, he's not going to double his career innings total, but he is going to shatter any sort of record for most innings pitched in a single season. That was last year. 2 outs, a runner at first. Bobby Wilson is the batter. 8-1 Lake Elsinore, bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch, and it is down low, 1-0 the count. Tomorrow, Chris Tierney will start for Lake Elsinore, the left-hander. He'll be opposed by right-hander Chris Hunter of the Quakes. On Wednesday, it'll be Jared Wells against John Toledo. The 1-0 on the way in the dirt. Kendrick takes off now for second base, and he'll make it in with a slide. A wild pitch is charged to Lopez. Runner at second now, 2 men out. Bobby Wilson the batter, 2-0 the count. Lopez from the belt. Now he throws the 2-0 on the way. Swing and a foul. Out of play. This one is up into the seats. Up into the club seats. Back of the first base bag. 2 balls and a strike. Lopez is ready from the belt. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a ground ball, backhanded at second base by Ramos. He sets himself and a long throw over to first base in time to get Wilson. The inning is over. 1 hit and a man left on base in the 3rd. We move along to the 4th inning tonight at the Epicenter. It is 8-1 Lake Elsinore.
Businesses and job applicants are looking for the same thing, a good match. At York Employment Services, we provide the most qualified job applicants to business leaders throughout the area. Our consultants will match the best candidates to the best companies, saving both time and money. Visit us across the street from the Ontario Mills Mall, 2 doors down from Starbucks, or log on to yorkemployment.com. York Employment Services, providing state-of-the-art services with old-fashioned values.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442 That's 1-800-442-4996.
After 3 innings tonight at the Epicenter, 8-1 Lake Elsinore. Justin Dowdy worked a 1-2-3 top half of the 3rd inning. The Quakes have hit into 1 double play tonight. They scored a run in the bottom of the 1st, but it was Lake Elsinore with 5 runs in the top of the 1st inning. Jumping out to that lead, 3 more in the 2nd. Here is Drew Macias leading off the top of the 4th as Dowdy rocks and kicks. The pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball to first. Polly to his right, fields it. He'll flip it over to Dowdy. Dowdy makes the catch and then takes a couple of steps to tag the bag for the out. 1 man out. Here's Valenzuela. That was one of those plays where the pitcher catches the ball. He was led on the throw, but he just caught up to the throw sooner before he got to the bag. Here is Valenzuela. The pitch to the left-hander is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup by Dowdy. The next pitch on the way. Swinging a shot up the alleyway into right center field, a base hit. Sugden over to cut it off in the gap. Around first is Valenzuela. He is now 2 for 3 on the night. Brett Bonvecchio coming up. Bonvecchio struck out swinging in the 1st. He grounded to second base in the 2nd inning. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Lake Elsinore, a run on 5 hits, and an error for the Quakes. Brown playing well off the line at 3rd. Bonvecchio takes a curveball from Dowdy for a strike. The count is 0-1. Polly holding on Valenzuela. Now Dowdy throws. Next pitch, a strike called, and the count 0-2. If the Quakes do not win this ball game tonight, this is still a very big performance by Dowdy. They need him to at least eat up 4 to 5 innings tonight. Next pitch misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Dowdy is set. Now he throws from the stretch to 1-2 on the way. Down low. 2-2. Anytime you start off a series, and the Quakes used their bullpen yesterday, but anytime you go into your bullpen into the 3rd inning, which is what they had to do, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Here's the pitch to Bonvecchio. Low and away. 3-2. When you go into your bullpen early on, you want to be able to spare it later on in the, not only in the ball game but in the series for the ball game tomorrow. And if a guy like Dowdy, who has started in his career, can come in and relieve and get you some innings, that could prove to be very big. There's the 3-2 pitch. It's up high. A check swing. Bonvecchio held up, and it's a walk. So Bonvecchio is aboard for Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson reached on the throwing error in the 1st inning by Michael Samar. That has turned this ball game around. And then he struck out looking in the 2nd. Here's the pitch, taken down low, and the count 1-0 to Johnson. 8-1 Lake Elsinore, top half of the 4th. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way, down low in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Dowdy looks back at second. The 2-0 on the way. Johnson swings and he hits a smashing shot foul down the right field line. A very loud foul ball. 2-1. Angels lead Seattle 3-0 on the out-of-town scoreboard in the bottom of the fourth inning. Angels back at home to start a 7-game homestand. 2-1, one man out. Dowdy looks back at second. He throws home. The 2-1 on the way. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. Brown at third, going out in foul territory. Now he turns back around, and the ball hits off of the heel of his glove. So a strike, and the count is 2-2. No error charged to Brown on that play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Johnson goes around swinging. Well, Johnson hasn't exactly looked sharp tonight at the plate. He hit a little tabber back to the mound in the first. It was eventually an error, but he struck out looking in the second, and now he struck out swinging here in the fourth. George Kottaras, the batter, 2 for 2. A couple of RBIs. 2 RBI singles, actually. Pitch is swung on and grounded to Kendrick at second. He fields it, and he throws over to first. Kottaras pulls that ball to second and grounds out for the final out of the inning in the fourth. 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 men left on, 3.5 in the books. It is 8-1, Lake Elsinore.
8-figure contracts, multi-million-dollar signing bonuses, million-dollar incentive clauses. Yes, professional athletes get paid a lot. But hey, you expect them to. After all, they're in the big leagues. Now, Allstate's in the big leagues, but that doesn't mean you have to pay a lot. In fact, you may be surprised to learn that 7 out of 10 drivers who switched their auto insurance to Allstate said they saved money. And you can always expect great service, even if your Allstate agent happens to pull a hamstring playing softball. Big league insurance for less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
After a game at the Epicenter, the maintenance crew has a long night of cleanup ahead of them. Well, if you're dealing with the same sort of dilemma, call the maintenance consultant. They're a general contractor featuring construction cleanup, portering, and building maintenance for retail, commercial, and industrial businesses. To find out more, call 909-987-0335 or log on to tmc-service.com. The Maintenance Consultant, proudly serving the Inland Empire and Orange County with over 10 years of quality service.
8-1, Lake Elsinore. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio is brought to you by Galliano Winery. In business since 1927. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Galliano Winery, a proud sponsor of Quakes baseball all season long on the radio. We'd also like to welcome new sponsors to the Quakes radio broadcast for this upcoming season, and that includes Harley-Davidson of Pomona. Here's your chance to win a new 2005 Harley-Davidson Softail Deluxe. Stop by the Pomona Valley Harley-Davidson booth located in the South Concourse and enter our free drawing. One lucky fan will be drawn after the 6th inning at each home game to qualify for the final drawing on August 27th, 2005 here at the Quakes. See the Harley-Davidson staff for contest rules. Don't forget, August 27th will be Pomona Valley Harley-Davidson night. It'll be a game you can rev your engine to. Matt Pauly to lead it off. Here is the pitch. Swing and a bouncer. A little tapper to the second base side. Charged by Ramos at second on the dirt. He fields and throws over to first. And Pauly is retired for the first out. One away for Jason Sugden. Sounded like Pauly may have broken his bat on that pitch. Jason Sugden grounded out to first in the second inning. 8-1 the score, bottom half of the fourth. Lopez winds and kicks. Here's the pitch on the way, up high. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Lopez is ready. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Swinging a soft line drive right to Siriaco at short. He makes the catch for the out. 2 men out. B.J. Weed will be the batter. B.J. Weed singled to left field. He had a hard single to left field in the second inning. The windup and the pitch. Weed swings and hits a fly ball foul off to the right and out of play. Well, the Angels have now increased their lead to 6-0 over Seattle. No balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Down the road and Anaheim. Next pitch, swinging a foul right back to the screen. One ball, 2 strikes. Lopez, the left-hander, rocks. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He came back with soft stuff this time around, and the curveball gets Weed swinging for strike 3, ending the 4th. We head to the 5th inning tonight at the Epicenter. 8-1 Lake Elsinore.
Across our nation, the Salvation Army and the Boy Scouts of America are making a difference.
1 bag, 1 can, 1 child,
1 volunteer, 1 truck,
1 box,
1 family, 1 food bank,
1 community at a time.
Good turn for America. Will you be one who will make a difference? Log on to goodturnforamerica.org for more information.
Pressed for time? Gotta get something good for the family and real quick? Think Chipotle. For gourmet meals on the run, Chipotle Mexican Grill is famous for their huge portions. Plus, it's fresh. Fresh gourmet burritos and tacos prepared the way you like it. Nothing processed or frozen. Plus, their recipes are created by a classically trained chef. No, not that type of classical, but it will be music to your mouth when you bite into a Chipotle burrito stuffed with 17 different ingredients and marinated in their famous Chipotle adobo sauce. And for those of you who like to eat healthy, skip the tortilla and have a burrito bowl because they get fresh veggies delivered every day. Add some lettuce and homemade guacamole, and you've got a salad fiesta. Chipotle has a brand new location in Norco, or for one nearest you, visit their website at chipotle.com. Chipotle, where their burritos let you cover all 4 food groups in one single bite, and fast food that is not only healthy and fresh, but you can eat it with your hands. Chipotle, now open in Norco, on Hamner between 1st and 2nd Street, or find a location nearest you at chipotle.com. That's Chipotle, CHIPOTLE.com.
Top of the 5th, 8-1 Lake Elsinore. Stepping up to the plate as Justin Dowdy has pitched 2 scoreless innings so far. Here is the first pitch, and it's swung on off the bat of Brian Bergamy. Turn around now from the right side of the plate. He rolls it to second base. Kendrick fields and throws him out at first. 1 man out. Steve Baker coming up. Dowdy has struck out 1, walked 1 so far in 2 1/3 innings of relief. Steve Baker takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Game got to this point rather early tonight. 5 in the first for Lake Elsinore, 3 in the second for the Storm. The 0-1 on the way, swung on and dumped out towards left field. Weed comes on, charges. He'll play it on a hop. 0-1 out, base hit for Baker. Quakes Baseball on the radio tonight is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Did you know Southwest Airlines offers non-stop flights from the LA area to 21 destinations across the country? Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com today for more information. Pitch to 1, Siriaco swung on and popped up and fouled out of the ballpark. The count is 0-1. Siriaco struck out swinging in the first, and he hit a comebacker to Dowdy in the third. No one won the count. Dowdy throws. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Fastball there. No balls, 2 strikes. Dowdy, a quick worker, holds the glove down to his side, wears the shirt sleeves. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. The next pitch, swinging a shot into left field. That's a base hit. Back-to-back singles by Baker and now Siriaco. Baker will take the lead bag at second base and stop there. For Justin Dowdy, here is Peter Ramos. Justin Dowdy said that he actually has really grown to like the role of relieving. He doesn't mind what role he's going to be in, but he likes relieving. 1 man out. Here's the pitch to Peter Ramos. In there for a strike. That ball placed on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. He said that the adrenaline rush that you get, obviously it also depends upon the game situation coming out of the bullpen. He enjoys the 0-1 on the way. A strike called on the outside corner, and he's gone away with a fastball and now a curveball on the outside. And the count is 0-2. Here's the 0-2 on the way, outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. In that Angels game tonight, it was Erstad hitting his second home run of the year to increase the lead to 6-0 in the fourth. Vladimir Guerrero has also homered. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Dowdy throws. The pitch is swung on and pulled to third. Brown fields. He goes to second for 1. Kendrick's turned back to first. A high throw, but in time, a double play. And Kendrick did a nice job turning that double play with Siriaco bearing down on him at second base. Side retired. 2 hits, 1 left on. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up. It is 8-1 Lake Elsinore.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you got shoes from down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
For fans that can't make it to all 70 games, the Quakes mini plans are perfect for you. Starting as low as $600 per seat, these plans feature the most exciting games of the 2005 season. Fans who purchase a mini plan are guaranteed 2 giveaways, discounted pricing, free email newsletter, priority for July 3rd and playoff tickets, and the same seats for each game, plus the ability to exchange unused tickets for future games. To order your Quakes mini plan today, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252. Get your Quakes mini season plan today.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the score. Storm 8, Quakes 1. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio, brought to you by Vineyard Bank, with new customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money throughout the Southland. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996. Vineyard Bank, your hometown bank and a proud sponsor of the hometown team. Brooks Schenkel leading off the bottom of the 5th for Rancho Cucamonga. They trail 8-1. Here is the pitch from Lopez. It is off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Lopez comes back, and the 1-0 on the way. Swinging a high pop fly down the right field line and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schenkel singled in the second. Mel Guerrejo then hit into a double play to end that inning. It'll be Schenkel, Melgarejo, and then Kendrick. 1-1, and the pitch on the way. Low and away. Ball hits off the glove of Kottaras and rolls to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the windup and the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a fister out towards center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Schenkel around the bag at first, and he stops there with a leadoff single. Rancho Melgarejo, the batter. Quakes baseball tonight brought to you by Yellow Book USA. Look your information up in the Yellow Book, not the other book. Call 1-888-YB-YELLOW for more information. Quakes with 6 hits on the night. They're scattered so far. Melgarejo shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Lopez holding that ball on his back. Left-hander wearing the shirt sleeves as well. He pauses the belt. Here's the 0-1 on the way. Swing and a bouncer to short. Siriaco fields on 2 hops. He goes to second for 1. Ramos turns back to Valenzuela at first in time. A double play. It goes 6-4 to 3. Melgarejo now 0 for 2 on the night. He has hit into 2 double plays. And now 2 men out. The base is empty for Howie Kendrick. Kendrick 2 for 2 on the evening. The windup by Lopez and the pitch home. Kendrick takes a strike at the knees. The count is 0-1. Lopez to the glove. He rocks and kicks. The 0-1 on the way. Kendrick swings and hits a high drive to left. Burgundy going back at the track, turning, looking, and it is gone. A home run for Howie Kendrick. A solo shot to left, and it makes it an 8-2 ball game. Lake Elsinore. For Howie Kendrick, his 4th home run of the year and his 11th RBI on the season. Here's Brandon Wood. 2 men out, bases empty, taken outside to count 1-0. Brandon Wood singled and scored in the first, and he flied to center in the third. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch from Lopez. Swing and a foul off to the right and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The wind and the 1-1 on the way. Down low. 2 balls and a strike. The Dodgers won their ball game on the road tonight at Milwaukee on the out-of-town scoreboard, 7-3. Giants and Padres tied at 1 down south in San Diego, bottom of the 7th. Next pitch to Wood is taken for a strike, and the count is even 2-2. Here it is 8-2 Lake Elsinore. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The windup and the pitch, and Wood swings and hits a little tapper off the 5th. It's gloved by Valenzuela on the infield, and he cannot come up with it. Wood is given credit for a hit. Valenzuela had to go over and field the ball on the grass at first, and he fielded the ball with his glove, but his back was turned to home plate when he tried to come up with the ball and scoop it towards first. Here is Matt Brown. Hit of the night for the Quakes. Away from first is Wood. 2 balls, 2 men out and a runner at first. The pitch to Brown is inside, the count 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Inside. 2-0. Brown struck out swinging in the first. He flied to right in the third. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch on the way. Strike at the knee. 2-1. Lopez throws the 2-1 on the way. Strike. Taken for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lopez from the belt. 2-2. And the pitch to the plate. Swung on and hit on a one hop to second base. Ramos plays back on it. Throws wide to first, but it's in time. And the inning is over. 1 run on the Kendrick home run. There are 3 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the 6th inning. It is 8-2 Lake Elsinore.
You have choices when it comes to buying auto parts. Before you spend a fortune at a major chain store, visit West Coast Auto Wreckers. We're a proud American company featuring American-made auto and truck parts at great prices. We pay top dollar for junk cars and late model wrecks, and abandoned and illegally parked vehicles are removed for free. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Stop by West Coast Auto Wreckers at 4007 State Street in Montclair, or log on to westcoastautoparts.com.
Hey, baseball fans, remember when they played for the love of the game? When you could see future stars of tomorrow at an affordable price. In addition to exciting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball, KWRM invites you to join us and catch one of the top teams in the land, the Long Beach State 49ers. You can follow the Dirtbags, a perennial national power, as they play their way to Omaha and the College World Series, exclusively on KWRM 1370.
There's just nothing that beats the serenity and beauty of a koi pond or water garden. If you have a pond, or you're thinking about starting one, let Mystic Koi and Water Gardens help. They specialize in everything from initial design and construction to equipment and maintenance. They stock beautiful, healthy koi and goldfish, and an extensive variety of water lilies, grasses, and plants. From small tubs and water gardens to large-scale koi ponds, you can rely on Mystic. Log on to mystickoi.com today.
8-2, Lake Elsinore. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Fans, the Quakes are home for 2 more nights before they hit the road. And tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 7:15 first pitch. We'll have the game for you live on the internet as well as KWRM 1370, the radio home all season to the Quakes. And then on Wednesday, the Quakes will wrap up this 6-game homestand with Lake Elsinore. It's a $1 hot dog night out at the ballpark. Here is Drew Macias to lead it off in the 6th. The windup by Justin Dowdy, and the pitch to the plate is low and away, and the count is 1-0. Dowdy has pitched the last 3 innings. Here's the 1-0 on the way, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. The windup by Downey, the 2-0 on the way. Fastball for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Low and away. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Tim Duff heading down to the bullpen right now to, looks like it's going to be Alan Buckley warming up. Next pitch swung on and slapped hard and pulled into right field, the base hit. Leadoff single for Macias. For Dowdy, he has surrendered 4 hits so far, pitching 3 scoreless innings of relief. If the Quakes can get, another inning out of Dowdy, they'd be in good shape in terms of utilizing the pitching staff. Here's the pitch to Valenzuela, taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Valenzuela is 2 for 3 on the night, and a couple of loud hits at that. The 0-1. Swung on. There's another loud hit ball. That's a shot up the middle into center field, a base hit. Moving over to second base is Macias, First and second now with nobody out for the Storm in the top of the sixth inning. Already an 8-2 lead for Lake Elsinore. And the cleanup hitter, Brett Bonvecchio, coming up. The Quakes, in comparison to the Storm, the Quakes are second in the Cal League in hitting right now to the Storm. They lead the league in hitting. Alan Buckley warming up down the line in the bullpen right now for the Quakes. Nobody out. What Dowdy could really use here is a double play ground ball. Here's the pitch on the way. Bonvecchio takes a curveball for a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. From second base, Macias, Valenzuela from first. And Dowdy throws. Next pitch, inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Outside. 2-1 the count. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep right center field. Melgarejo on his horse, going at his horse, and he overran the ball, and he can't come up with it. He overran the ball on the warning track, and then Rick Renteria is going to put on the stop sign as everybody moves up 90 feet. Melgarejo went back on the ball in the deep right center field, and then he had to reach back to his right after he put on the brakes on the front edge of the warning track. When the ball fell, it rattled around a little bit on the warning track, and Melgarejo picked it up and fired it home. Now, the lead runner, Macias, who had held up on the fly ball, he had gone back to tag at least, broke for third, and Rick Renteria put on the stop sign. And it looked at first as if Macias was going to run through that, but then he quickly put on the brakes, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the top half of the sixth inning. 8-2 the score. And coming up to the plate is Michael Johnson. So a long single. Here's Johnson at the plate. And the pitch home. Swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Johnson is 0 for 3 on the night. Dowdy comes home. The pitch on the way. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Dowdy has come into a situation before where he's worked himself out of a jam with maybe second and third and 1 out, or second and third and nobody out so far. He has not given up an earned run so far on the season. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball to right field and deep. Sugden going back at the track, at the wall, and it's a grand slam. Up into the pine trees beyond the right field wall. And Lake Elsinore is poured it on here. In the top of the sixth, they now lead it 12-2. A very high arcing grand slam from Michael Johnson. It's his 4th home run of the season, and that's going to do it for Dowdy. As Ty Boykins coming out to the mound, and he's going to go to the bullpen and bring in Buckley. For Johnson, it's his 4th home run of the season, RBIs 15, 16, 17, and 18. Well, Dowdy leaves here in the 6th inning. Nobody out. We'll take a break. It's 12-2 Lake Elsinore. We'll come back and tell you about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
When you apply a pesticide, it can wash off your lawn or garden when you water, wasting money and polluting local waterways. That's because runoff from lawns, gardens, streets, and sidewalks in San Bernardino County drains directly into the Santa Ana River without treatment. And if you are accidentally washing pesticides off your lawn and garden, they will be carried into the river. Here are a few choices you can make to save money and protect our local environment. Follow the directions on the product. Extra pesticide just gets washed off your lawn or garden. Use pesticides sparingly. Spot apply to selected areas rather than blanket apply to the entire lawn or garden. Avoid applying pesticides before a rainstorm. When watering your lawn and garden, make sure water does not run into the street and carry pesticide chemicals with it. Use non-toxic products for your garden and lawn whenever possible. If you must use pesticides, make sure they are in sealed, waterproof containers that cannot leak. When it is time to dispose of leftover chemicals, call 1-800-253-2687 for the household hazardous waste collection site near you. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
Last Tuesday, Michael Johnson hit a game-winning walk-off, as they call it, walk-off grand slam in Lake Elsinore. Well, tonight he's hit his second grand slam of the season here in the sixth inning, and the score is now 12-2 Lake Elsinore. Here is George Kottaras. New pitcher for the Quakes, right-hander Alan Buckley. He rocks his hands over his head. Now he fires home, and the first pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jason Anaforian with you here tonight in KWRM 1370. Next pitch, George Kottaras takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Buckley, the right-hander, rocks. The 2-0 on the way. Swing and a roller to second base. Kendrick to his left field. He throws over to first to Polly in time for the out. 1 man out here in the sixth inning. Quakes baseball tonight brought to you in part by the Xbox. The 2005 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes official gaming console, the Xbox, now retailing for only $149.99 at a gaming or consumer electronics store near you. Here is the pitch to Brian Bergamy. Swing and a ground ball to second base from the left-hander this time. Bergamy grounds out to second as Kendrick fields the ball and throws him out. 2 men out. Now more than ever, it's good to play together. The Xbox, a proud sponsor of Quakes baseball on the radio. A grand slam by Michael Johnson in the top of the inning to extend the lead to 12-2. Here is the batter, Steve Baker, and he takes a breaking ball from Buckley, and the count is 0-1. Alan Buckley, 0-1 on the season. Next pitch, 0-1, swung on, hit up the middle, off the glove of the diving Kendrick, and that ball trickles out into shallow center field, and Baker is aboard on a hit. Two men out, runner at first for Juan Siriaco. Siriaco, the 8th man up in the inning. Buckley, 5 2/3 innings so far, 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He's given up 1 home run. He's walked 3 and struck out 5. Here is the pitch to Siriaco, swung on and lined to short, caught by Wood, and the side is retired. The Storm score 4 times in the inning on 5 hits. The grand slam by Johnson, though, the big one in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 12-2 Lake Elsinore.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-5600. That's 1-800-442-4996.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2005 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. With several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox now more than ever, it's good to play together.
We move along to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is 12-2 Lake Elsinore leading the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Jason Anaforian with you tonight from the Epicenter. Let's get you caught up on some of the out-of-town scoreboard. Oakland beat Texas tonight 8-5. Heron the win for the Athletics. Chanho Park takes the loss for the Rangers. Octavio Dotel his second save. Eric Chavez hit a home run for the A's, and Mark DeRosa homered for the Rangers. Bobby Wilson will lead it off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Angels right now leading the Seattle Mariners 6-0 in the bottom of the sixth. Bobby Wilson at the plate. Here's the windup and the pitch home. And Wilson swings and he unloads a high fly ball into the night to deep left center field. This one is way back, and this one is gone. A home run for Bobby Wilson. For Bobby Wilson, his second home run of the year and his seventh RBI of the season. 2 home runs on the night for the Quakes. It is now 12-3 Lake Elsinore. Here's Matt Polly. Polly 0 for 2 on the night. The windup by Lopez, and the first pitch to Polly is up high. 1 ball and no strikes. 12 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for the Storm. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. The 1-0 on the way is low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Yesterday, San Jose defeated Lake Elsinore 14-4. They pounded out 20 hits against Lake Elsinore. 2-0 on the way is low and away. 3 balls and no strikes. The windup and the 3-0 on the way. Down low, ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Jason Sugden. Jason Sugden grounded to first in the second inning, and he lined out to short in the fourth. Valenzuela not holding on to Polly, playing behind him at first base. There goes Polly. Pitch is swung on by Sugden and fouled back to the screen, 0-1. They're not going to hold you on. You might as well take off and go for that extra base. 12-3 the score. You can't help but wonder how this game plays out if the first inning and a specific play goes differently, meaning the ground ball back to the mound that was thrown down the right field line with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch, Sugden could not hold up on a check swing and a breaking ball, and he follows through with the swing, and he is now behind the count 0-2. First and second with 2 men out. A tapper back to the pitcher Samard, and Samard airmailed it to first base. That scored the first 2 runs, and then that led to a 5-run first. Next pitch is up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 6-0 Angels leading Seattle, bottom of the 6th inning at Anaheim tonight. 1-2 the count. Now Lopez throws the pitch. Sugden swings a big chopper to the right side. It's run down by Ramos in the hole, and now from the grass, he throws over to first in time to get Sugden. 1 man out, down to second base goes Polly. And Ramos took off on that ball. And when he ran it down on the dirt, but by the time he could plant his feet and throw, he was already on the grass. Ramos, a quick second baseman there. talked about the Quakes infield being very good. Here is B.J. Weed, and B.J. Weed takes a strike. The count is 0-1. Weed switch hitter batting from the right side of the plate. Bottom of the sixth, it is 12-3 Lake Elsinore. Weed singled in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. Next pitch, changeup, taken for a strike, and the count 0-2. And in regards to the Storm's middle infielders, Siriaco and Ramos, well, they're very good defensive tandem. The 0-2 pitch taken for a call, third strike on the outside corner. And B.J. Weed has a few words to say for plate umpire Mark Ripperberger. 2 outs for Brooks Schenkel. Schenkel 2 for 2 on the night. Here's the pitch on the way. Schenkel takes a curveball down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Lopez looks back at second. The 1-0 on the way. And Schenkel swings and hits this one foul past the seating structure and out of the park. 1-1 the count. Two men out in the inning. Lopez from the belt. A look back at second. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Low and inside. The ball gets away from Kottaras, and down to third base goes Polly. Wild pitch, charged to Lopez. Second one on the night. 2-1 the count now to Schenkel. Quakes trying to get that extra run home from third, and the man of Matt Polly. They trail by a lot, 12-3, bottom of the sixth. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Strike taken on the outside corner at 2-2. The breeze died down momentarily and has now picked up, and we are starting to really feel the breeze here into the press box now. First time tonight. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Down low, in the dirt, it skips away to the backstop. Coming in to score from third is Matt Polly on the wild pitch, and the Quakes do get that extra run. In the inning, it's now 12-4 Lake Elsinore. 3 wild pitches by Lopez. Full count, 2 outs now to Schenkel. Schenkel has really just scolded the ball twice tonight with hard shots back towards center field. Is 2 times up. Next pitch, up and away, ball 4, and Schenkel walks. Here is Rancho Melgarejo. Melgarejo has had a night that he would like to forget, at least up to this point. 0 for 2 with 2 double plays, or hit into 2 double plays. The pitch, Melgarejo swings and bounces it to third. It's charged by Bonvecchio, and he cannot come up with the ball. Bonvecchio coming over near the line, tried to scoop that ball up with his glove, even with the bag at third. And Rancho Melgarejo is aboard on the air, charged to Bonvecchio at third base. First and second, 2 men out. Howie Kendrick is the batter. Dave Rasich, the pitching coach for Lake Elsinore, coming out for the mound right now to talk with his starter, Arturo Lopez. It gives us time to remind you fans that Quakes baseball tonight is brought to you in part by Best Western. If you want to get the rate that Tremor gets, just ask for the baseball rate, and you'll save up to 25% on your stays at Best Western hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Find out more at TravelBestWestern.com or call 1-800-WESTERN. Best Western sponsoring Quakes baseball this year on the radio. Howie Kendrick 3 for 3. He has a solo home run on the night. Our pregame guest talking about his philosophy at the plate. He really gears himself. He considers himself obviously not a power hitter, a gap-to-gap hitter, though. First and second, 2 outs for Kendrick. Here's the pitch, and it is up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Lopez to the glove, and he pauses at the belt. A look back at second, the 1-0 on the way. Kendrick swings and hits a foul ball off to the right. This one is out of play. Just beyond where the sweeps end. Along the first base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men out, and the pitch home. Swinging a broken back ground ball to third. Von Vecchio fields. He'll throw over to second base to Ramos for the force out. Not often that Kendrick breaks his bat. And the side is retired. In the inning for the Quakes, 2 runs on 1 hit. 2 walks, 1 error, 2 men left on base. We move to the 7th, 12-4, Lake Elsinore.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
First pitch to Peter Ramos from Alan Buckley is taken down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 7th, 12-4 Lake Elsinore. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball foul down the right field line. Ball ricochets off of a picnic stand, or the concession stands down in the right field cafe. Here is the 1-1 on the way, down low. 2 balls and a strike. Lake Elsinore has Dirk Hayhurst, a right-hander, warming up in their bullpen. Buckley came in after the grand slam in the 6th. He's given up 1 hit so far. He retired 3 batters, also in the inning. Next pitch is down low. 3 balls and a strike. Ramos tonight 1 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored. Next pitch, swinging a fly ball out towards right field. Sugden moves over to his left, and he makes the catch. One man out. Here is Drew Macias. Macias singled and scored in the 1st, singled and scored in the 2nd, grounded out to 1st in the 4th, and he singled and scored in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper to second base. Kendrick fields. He stays down on the ball, and now he throws over to 1st to get Macias for the 2nd out. 2 men out. Here is Fernando Valenzuela Jr. A double and 2 singles. 3 for 4 on the night. 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. 16 hits tonight by the Storm. Here is the pitch on the way. A strike, and the count is 0-1. The Quakes with 9 hits. The Quakes, in 6 of their first 11 games, have had 10 or more hits. They're only a hit away from doing that again tonight. There's the windup and the 0-1 on the way. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buckley winds and kicks. The 1-1 on the way. Swinging a ground ball to second base. Kendrick over to his right, fields it, and throws over to first in time to get Valenzuela. The inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Stretch time here at the Epicenter with the score, the Storm 12 and the Quakes 4.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Seventh inning stretch here at the ballpark tonight. It is 12-4 Lake Elsinore. Seventh inning stretch brought to you by Silverback Extreme. Finally, an energy drink with real taste. It has the essential balance of B vitamins as well as the necessary amino acids to keep you sharp and alert without that shock and drop feeling or that bad aftertaste. Grab a can and compare or buy a 4-pack today at Albertsons, Ralph's, Food for Less, Vons, Kmart, and any other grocer. Silverback Extreme, the evolution of the Bad Boy energy drink. Here is leading it off, Brandon Wood, bottom of the 7th. The Quakes are down 12-4. First pitch swinging, Wood swings and chops it right to third. Fielding it is Bonvecchio, and he takes the high hop about face height. And he throws over to first to retire Brandon Wood, 1 man out. Here's Matt Brown, the Quakes' third baseman. Well, this has been a ball game that got out of hand early for the Quakes, and they've been unable to really get the game into any sort of position where they could make something of it at this point. The pitch to Matt Brown is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Brown 0 for 3. Struck out swinging in the first, fly to right in the third, and he grounded to second base in the 5th. 1-0 the count, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way. A strike called, and the count is even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swinging a little blooper out towards right center field. That's a base hit. And Brown is around first, and he has himself a 1-out single. Here's Bobby Abreu. Bobby Wilson. I don't know where I got Bobby Abreu. 12-4 Lake Elsinore. Bobby Wilson, when he crushed that home run over the left center field wall his last time up. Next pitch to Wilson's down low, 1-0. The Quakes have hit 2 home runs tonight, Kendrick in the 5th and Wilson in the 6th. 12-4 Lake Elsinore, bottom of the 7th. 1-0 the count, and the pitch on the way is up and in. 2 balls, no strikes to count. 1 man out. Now time is called. Going out to the mound is Kottaras to talk with Dirk Hayhurst. Hayhurst, a right-handed pitcher, and a new pitcher for the Lake Elsinore Storm. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 man out. Hayhurst, the right-hander, kicks. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a tap for foul at the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Hayhurst in 5 games, 7 2/3 innings. 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He surrendered a home run. He has walked a batter, struck out 6. 2-1. Brown away from first base. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a little tap for foul up along the first base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Wilson, he reached on an error in the first. Grounded to second base in the third. And hit a home run in the 6th, a solo shot. Broke his bat there on that last little ground ball. And he goes back to get a new bat. Hayhurst walks back up on top of the mound. Steps on the rubber from the third base side. With the ball behind his back. Now he pauses the belt. A 2-2 on the way is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Bobby Wilson. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a ground ball. That one, it kicks into right field, a base hit. Looked like it took a funny hop as it hit the lip of the grass. But it was going to be beyond the reach of Ramos anyway. And the Quakes have runners at first and second now with 1 man out. There is Matt Polly. Polly 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the 6th inning. Away from second base is Brown. Wilson off the bag at first. Now Hayhurst bent over from the stretch, peers in for the sign. Rolls that ball on the back of his hand. Now he pauses at the belt. Here's the pitch on the way to Polly. It is outside, and the count 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 man out. The pitch on the way. Strike at the knees, and the count is even. 1-1. Storm with the infield back. Outfield shading Polly just a tad to left. That time is called by the plate umpire, Mark Ripperberger. Back at second base, the 1-1 on the way. Swinging a bouncer back over the middle, and that's beyond the reach of Siriaco into center field, a base hit. Around third is Brown, the lead runner. He'll score. Wilson stops at second, and Matt Polly delivers an RBI single here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it is 12-5 Lake Elsinore. Jason Sugden. Sugden 0 for 3. Sugden grounded to first in the 2nd, lined to short in the 4th, and grounded to second base in the 6th. Here's the pitch home from Hayhurst. Inside, and the count is 1-0. Let's give you the line on Lopez. Lopez pitches 6 innings. Gives up 4 runs, 3 of them earned. On 9 hits. He walked 2 and he struck out 3. 1-0 the count, 1 man out. And Hayhurst throws. Sugden takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Here it comes. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen. 2-1. Sugden looking for his first hit. The Quakes with 12 hits on the night. Sugden played in yesterday's ball game and was 0 for 5. Sugden has played right field. He's played center field a little bit already. And right field tonight. The 2-1 on the way. Strike called on the inside corner, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One man out, 2-2. Now Hayhurst is set from the belt, and the pitch on the way inside. 3-2 now to Sugden. Well, Hayhurst has already surrendered a run. The Quakes with 3 straight hits at this point. Lake Elsinore getting some relievers, at least stretching and starting to loosen up a little bit in the bullpen. 3-2 the count, 1 man out. Now time is called behind the plate. Three and two, 1 man out. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch on the way. Sugden swings and hits a high drive to right. Baker going back, way back, and long gone, a home run. Jason Sugden with a 3-run home run to right center field, and he has brought the Quakes to within 4. And a 4-run bottom of the 7th. It makes it a 12-8 ball game. That's Sugden's first home run of the year. And it pushes his RBI total up to 8. B.J. Weed, the batter. A 3-run home run. Here is B.J. Weed, 1 for 3 on the night. The pitch is up high. It's off the glove of Kottaras into the backstop, and the count is 1-0. Pitch down low. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Now time is called. Dave Rasich is heading out to the mound right now to talk with Hayhurst. And he brings him into a ball game with an 8-run lead, and all of a sudden, in a matter of no time, that is cut in half. And so Rasich right now talking things over with Hayhurst. And the plate umpire's coming up to break up the conversation on the mound. Meanwhile, Lake Elsinore getting the bullpen going. The Quakes at one point trailed in this ballgame 12-4. They trailed at one point 8-1. They trailed even at one point 12-2 after the grand slam by Michael Johnson. And since have scored 6 runs to make it a 12-8 ball game. Here is B.J. Weed with a 2-0 count, and the pitch, strike called, and the count 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. And the pitch on the way. Weed swings, pulls this one down the right field line, and foul. That ball kicks up off of the dirt and up into the seats, into the cafe seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the 2-2 on the way. Weed swings and hits that one up the alleyway into right center field, a base hit. And he is aboard. This ball club not giving up yet. Not even close to giving up yet. 5 straight hits now for the Quakes. Brooks Schenkel, the batter. He is 2 for 2. He walked in the 6th. Away from first base is Weed. Weed now 2 for 4 on the night. The pitch to Schenkel. He takes a nasty curveball from Hayhurst for a strike, and the count is 0-1. It is now 6-1 Angels, top of the 8th inning in Anaheim with the Mariners batting on the out-of-town scoreboard. 0-1 the count here to Schenkel. The pitch. Schenkel takes the fastball for a strike. Now he's behind the count 0-2. Well, he buckled him with a curveball and then came back with a fastball to knees. Schenkel has pounded the ball hard twice tonight. 0-2 the count. A runner away from first, and the pitch on the way. Swinging a hard shot foul. It takes a big hard hop off of the tarp and up into the hot corner cap base seats. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. 12 runs, 16 hits, and 2 errors for the Storm. 8 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. Next pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball. That's a fair ball down the left field line, a base hit. Burgundy over to field it in the hole. Boykin's going to wave Weed all the way around third. And B.J. Weed will score standing up. A double for Schenkel, and it's 12-9. And the Quakes with a 5-run bottom of the 7th inning. And the tying run is in the on-deck circle. Rancho Melgarejo, and Rick Renteria has seen enough. He's going to the bullpen. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Quakes trailed at one point 12-2. It is now 12-9. We'll take a break. We'll come back and tell you about the new Lake Elsinore pitcher right after this.
Over 50% of the population admits to dropping litter on the ground or out a car window. All that litter makes one big mess. The good news is you can help by setting a good example for your kids and community. Research shows that people litter because litter has already accumulated. By keeping your neighborhood clean, you ensure that others are less likely to litter there. So take the following steps to help stop litter in your neighborhood. Throw your trash in a can every time. If you're not near a trash can, hold on to your trash until you get to one. Make sure your outdoor trash cans have lids that close securely to prevent accidental litter. Keep your yard and sidewalk trash-free. Include a neighborhood cleanup in your next neighborhood event. Don't let trash blow away from you, because it won't disappear. And teach kids to use trash cans. They'll adopt your habits. Call 800-CLEANUP to report illegally dumped garbage and debris. For more pollution prevention tips, call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060. 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
The Storm go to the bullpen and bring in Wilmer Villatoro. It is 12-9 Lake Elsinore here in the bottom of the 7th inning. At one point, it was 12-2. And the Quakes have scored 7 unanswered runs, 2 in the bottom of the 6th and 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Wilmer Villatoro comes into the ballgame with a 1-0 record. In 4 2/3 innings so far, he's surrendered 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 8. He has surrendered 1 wild pitch. Opponents hitting .222 against him, but an ERA of 5.79 so far. And Villatoro will face Rancho Melgarejo here in the bottom of the 7th inning with the score 12-9. The tying run is in the on-deck circle, and Melgarejo is the 8th man up in the inning for the Quakes. Away from second base is Schenkel. Schenkel tonight, 3 for 3 with a walk, a double, and an RBI. Melgarejo 0 for 3. The pitch, low and away. And the count is 1-0. Melgarejo hit into a double play in the 2nd and the 5th, reached on an error in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes to count, 1 man out. Here's the pitch on the way, up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Now Villatoro A look back at second base. He throws. Here's the pitch on the way. A little bit high. 3 balls and no strikes. Rancho Melgarejo sitting in the hitter's count here. 3-0 on the way. Strike. And the count is 3-1. One man out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a foul up above our heads and out of the park. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Schenkel away from second base. 3-2, 1 out. Villatoro steps off the mound and fakes Schenkel back to second base. Three and two, 1 out. Now Villatoro throws home the pitch, swinging a high fly ball foul. This one is up and out of the park. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Villatoro following behind to Melgarejo, 3-0, and now coming back here. 3-2, 1 man out. And the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball over to short. Siriaco to his left field. He throws over to first just in time to get Melgarejo for the second out. And moving over to third base is Schenkel. 2 men out. Howie Kendrick, the man, up at the plate. Well, when you're in a comeback mode, you try and squeeze every last run that you could possibly get when the opportunities present themselves. And the Quakes could, getting a 2-out clutch hit here from Kendrick, could really make this game interesting heading into the 8th. At least, who knows what happens beyond that in the inning. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball back up the middle, base hit center field. Scoring from third base is Schenkel, and it is 12-10 Lake Elsinore. The Quakes have posted 6 runs on the board here in the bottom of the 7th, and they have brought the tying run to the plate in the person of Brandon Wood, and they have hit around here in the inning. Here is Brandon Wood. He grounded out to third, leading off of this bottom of the 7th. And Hayhurst throws home the pitch. A strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Away from first base is Kendrick. A look back at second by Villatoro. Villatoro is set. Now he throws home. Wood swings and misses at a pitch outside. No ball, 2 strikes. First time this year the Quakes have hit around in an inning. 10 men up here in the 7th inning. 0-2 the count. Now Villatoro peeks back over his shoulder at first. He pauses. The 0-2 on the way. High fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over. The Quakes sent 10 men up to the plate in the 7th, and they score 6 runs. 6 runs on 7 hits. No errors. A man left on base. We head to the 8th. It's a different ball game now. It's now 12-10 Lake Elsinore.
It's a hot, sunny day. You've worked hard all week. All you want to do is take a dip in your pool and unwind. Unfortunately, your pool needs some repairs. You haven't called Monarch Pool Replastering. Monarch offers complete swimming pool repair and service, as well as year-round maintenance. If your pool's in need of repair, call Javier Vargas at 909-263-3809. That's 909-263-3809. Monarch Pool Replastering, because there's nothing worse than having a pool and not being able to use it.
One of the most desired qualities on any team is speed. The same is true in the business world. If you're faced with a near impossible printing deadline, call R2 Graphics. From business stationery and brochures to digital color, you're sure to appreciate their quality, competitive prices, and fast turnaround. When every second counts, count on R2 Graphics. See them online at r2graphics.com. That's letter R, number 2, graphics.com. They're located in the Aero Business Park at 9047 Aero Route in Rancho, Cucamonga.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 4 GameWorks passes, and 2 Cold Stone Creamery ice creams with the purchase of 2 ice creams, all for just $38. The Charter Media Family Fun Pack is available for April 15th, May 20th, June 10th, July 15th, and August 26th games at the Epicenter. Purchase your Friday Family Fun Pack. Call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
First pitch here in the top half of the 8th inning to Brett Bonvecchio is taken for a strike. The count is 0-1. Bonvecchio, 1 for 3 on the night, and he takes the called strike, and the count is 0-2. Bonvecchio walked in the 4th. He singled and scored in the 6th inning. Buckley on the mound, winds and deals. The pitch is low and inside, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is 12-10 Lake Elsinore here in the top of the 8th inning, and at one point the Quakes trailed 12-2. There's the windup by Buckley, and the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And he broke down Bonvecchio in his swing, 1 man out. Buckley has now faced a total of 8 batters. He has retired 7 of them. Here's Michael Johnson. Johnson with a home run to right field in the 6th. A grand slam at that. The pitch is outside to Johnson, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson reached on an error and scored in the 1st. He struck out looking in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th. Here's the windup by Buckley and the 1-0 on the way, and it is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Buckley, feet close together on the rubber. Knocks the hands above the head, now winds and throws the 2-0 on the way. And a changeup swung on and missed. The count is 2-1. Buckley is set, gets the ball back, and he throws 2-1 on the way. Down low. 3 balls and a strike. 12-10 Quakes, trailing the Storm, top of the 8th. 3-1 on the way, low and away, ball 4 and a walk. One out walk. Here is George Kottaras. Kottaras singled and scored in the 1st, singled in a run in the 2nd, grounded to second base in the 4th, and he grounded to second in the 6th. Now Buckley peers in from the stretch. Wilson sets up away. Here's the pitch. Kottaras swings and lifts a high pop fly down the left field line, giving chase is Brown. That ball's going to reach the seats. Reaches the Cap A seats down the left field line. No balls and 1 strike. Angels lead the Mariners 6-1, top of the 9th on the out-of-town scoreboard. Oakland defeats Texas tonight 8-5. Detroit 13, Baltimore 3. The final. The 0-1 on the way, and Kottaras takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees over Tampa Bay 19-8. Well, how about the comments by George Steinbrenner yesterday? Well, he's mad and at it again with their slow start. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul off to the left and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steinbrenner saying he had it. That was it. He was sick of their start, and he expected Joe Torre, his staff, and the entire Yankees squad, who is, this isn't the first time they started out slow, to turn it around. 1-2 on the way, and Kottaras broken down with his swing, a curveball. It swings over the top of it, strike 3. 2 men out. Holding at first is Johnson. Here's Brian Bergamy. One on, 2 out. Top of the 8th. Buckley throws. Burgamy hits a high fly ball down the left field line. We giving chase, diving, and he just cannot come up with the ball. It lands in foul territory. Reed sprawled out, and he dove just as he was approaching the Quakes bullpen. Speaking of the Quakes bullpen, down the left field line, David Austin warming up in the bullpen. No balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. And Burgamy with a very long strike. Burgamy with a 2-run home run in the first. 1 for 4 on the night. The 0-1 on the way, and it is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Away from first is Johnson. The 1-1 on the way, a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. Away from first, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Now time is called, and Wilson goes out to talk with Simard. On the out-of-town scoreboard, we told you the Yankees beat the Devil Rays 19-8. The White Sox over Minnesota 5-4. Cleveland beats Kansas City 5-1. And the Red Sox behind Curt Schilling defeating Toronto at home 12-7. Next pitch, down low. 3 balls and a strike. Crowd really wanted that one. And the ones that have stuck around, these are the faithful, without a doubt. You stick around at the ballpark, you never know what you might see. The 3-1 on the way, down low, ball 4, and Burgamy walks. I think the best thing about baseball is that every time you come to the park, at least in my experience, you can pick out whether it be something in the stands, something on the field, a game situation. You can always come to the park, whether it be good or bad, depending on the team you're rooting for, and you can always see something that you've never seen before. Here is Steve Baker. Here is the pitch, and Baker takes low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Baker singled in the first, grounded to third base in the third. He singled in the 5th and the 6th. 1-0 the count. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Curveball there from Buckley. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men out. Here's the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. In the bottom of the 8th inning, the Quakes will send to the plate Brown, Wilson, and Pauly. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It is 12-10, Lake Elsinore.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by York Employment Services, state-of-the-art service, old-fashioned values. By the Maintenance Consultant, giving the finishing touch. By R2 Graphics, to meet all of your professional needs. By L&L Towing Service, the company to know when you need a tow. And by Real Property Mortgage and Investment, ensuring financial security and growth.
In Chicago, the joke goes, they drive with 1 hand on the wheel and 1 on the horn. In Seattle, it's 1 hand on the wheel and 1 on your soy latte. In LA, the trend is to drive 1 hand on the wheel and 1 hand on the cell phone with your talent agent. Fully, they're drivers like you, safe drivers, people who haven't had a ticket or been in an accident for over 3 years, people who check their rearview mirror before changing lanes, people who drive with their knees. Allstate rewards those drivers with the Allstate Safe Driver Discount. Safe drivers should pay less. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
This is the radio home of the Quakes, KWRM 1370.
Moving along to the bottom of the 8th inning with the score The Lake Elsinore Storm 12 and the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 10. Jason Anafoyan with you here from the epicenter. 12 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors for Lake Elsinore. 10 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. On what is a cool Monday evening, and one that chased some of the folks away early with the way the game was going. It was 12-2 Lake Elsinore after 5.5 innings, and the Quakes have made it interesting. They trail now 12-10, and it'll be Matt Brown to lead it off in the bottom of the 8th. The Quakes sent 10 men up to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning. 12 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors for Lake Elsinore. The Quakes 10 runs, 16 hits, and 1 error. Matt Brown is 1 for 4. He singled and scored in the 7th inning. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way, and Brown takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. The windup and the 0-1 on the way. Swinging a fly ball out towards shallow right. Going out is Ramos. Coming in is Baker, and with his hat off, Baker plays it on a hop, and it falls for a base hit. And the Quakes, again, they have brought the tying run to the plate for the second consecutive inning, and the man, Bobby Wilson, already with a home run on the night. 2 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Away from first is Brown. A look back at first base by Villatoro. Now he throws, and the pitch is blowing away. 1 ball, no strikes. I don't think the Storm, and their wildest dreams, or their my nightmares, which way you want to look at it, thought that this ball game would get to this point. Now the Quakes with the tying run at the plate. Bobby Wilson. Here's the 1-0 on the way, and it's down low. 2 balls and no strikes. And you have this sense of this building momentum in this contest that is shifted towards the Rancho dugout, really in the 6th inning. But when Sugden hit the 3-run home run, you knew the ball game had that feel that it was changing at that point. Turning the throwback over to first, and Brown is back. Yet the Lake Elsinore Storm, already with 12 runs in the first 6 innings, however scoreless in their last 2. And they would like to add to that lead. A 2-0 on the way, and Wilson hits a high fly ball to center field. It'll stay in the park for Macias in deep center, and he makes the catch. And Bobby Wilson just missed that ball. Just missed it. He got it off the end of the bat. And there is 1 man out. One away, here is Matt Polly. 12-10 Lake Elsinore, bottom half of the 8th inning. Polly grounded to first in the first, grounded to second in the 4th. He walked and scored in the 6th, and singled and scored in the 7th. Away from first is Brown. Here is the pitch to Polly, and it's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. It's a final. The Angels beat the Mariners tonight 6-1. The Dodgers beat the Brewers 7-3. San Diego over the Giants 7-2. San Diego scored 5 in the 7th and a 1 in the 8th. Runner goes. The 1-0 pitch is a ball. Throw down to second base in time, and Brown is caught stealing. Siriaco, the shortstop, covering on the play. 2 men out. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the next pitch to Polly, and it is off the plate. 3-0 the count. Villatoro is ready. The 3-0 on the way. Low and inside, ball 4, and Polly walks. Jason Sugden. Jason Sugden had the home run in the 7th inning to turn this thing around, a 3-run shot. And now he represents the tying run. Away from first is Polly, and the pitch to Sugden is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Sugden grounded to first in the 2nd, lined to short in the 4th, grounded out to second in the 6th, and hit the 3-run home run in the 7th inning. 1-0 the count, 2 men out. Polly away from first. Here's the 1-0 on the way, low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Men out. Siriaco at short comes in to have a word with Lopez. I beg your pardon, with Villatoro. 2-0. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike at the knees. The count is 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Villatoro throws the pitch. Down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 men out. DJ Weed is the batter on deck. Now Villatoro is set. A 3-1 on the way. Down low, ball 4, and he's walked Sugden. First and second now, with 2 men out. There is DJ Weed, 2 for 4 on the day. Singled and scored in the 7th inning. In that 7th inning, the Quakes strung together 6 consecutive hits. Here comes Rick Renteria, and he's going to the bullpen. Rick Renteria's got to be beside himself at this point. We'll take a 60-second break. The Quakes are trailing 12-10, but they have the potential go-ahead run at the plate. We'll come back and tell you about the new Lake Elsinore pitcher right after this.
Welcome to the Pepsi Theater Minute. Today, the story of Langusto and Pesto.
Ah, Langusto.
Oh, pesto.
Cacciatore, lasagna, gorgonzola.
Oh, linguini, la carbonara, calzone.
Scalupini, tortellini al pomodoro, bruschetta, prosciutto, ricotta. Pepsi.
Pepsi, cappellini, salame, pancetta, Pepsi, mortadella.
Calzone, Pepsi.
Pepsi, ravioli, scalopine, minestrone, prosciutto.
Pepsi e scalopine.
Linguini, cannelloni, maccheroni, gnocchi, gorgonzola.
Gorgonzola, bologna.
Spaghetti.
Antipasti.
Parmigiano, provolone, mozzarella, Pepsi.
Langusto, calamari. Langusto, Pepsi.
Pepsi, food's good. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball on KWRM 1370.
The Storm looking for an answer out of their bullpen here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Quakes hoping that DJ Weed is their answer on the night, with them now trailing 12-10 to the Lake Elsinore Storm. DJ Weed will represent the potential go-ahead run here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. At second base is Matt Hawley. Jason Sugden is at first. 12-10 Lake Elsinore here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And the new pitcher for the Storm is Paul Abraham. Abraham, 5 2/3 innings pitched in 4 games. He's walked a batter, and he has struck out 8 so far. Here is Weed, switch hitter from the left side. The pitch, swinging a Dister foul back up onto the cross aisle, and it rattles around. No balls and 1 strike to count. 2 men out. Abraham a right-hander. A look back at second. The 0-1 on the way. Weed swings, and he hits it off the fifth. Back to Valenzuela at first. He calls off Abraham, and he's just going to get to first in time to beat Weed by a couple of steps. The inning is over. So the Quakes, they get a hit, 2 walks in the inning, but they strand 2, and they fail to score. We move to the ninth. It is 12-10, Lake Elsinore.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by SoCal Sportswear in Downey. SoCal Sportswear is the official provider for the ABA's Ontario Warriors, for the LA Sparks, and for Long Beach State as well. Your high school or college will enjoy all-star workmanship at all-star prices. Call 562-923-0909. That's 562-923-0909. SoCal Sportswear in Downey will put your name or logo on any type of hat, visor, tank, T-shirt, short, jacket, you name it. SoCal Sportswear in Downey. When you want it done right the first time, 562-923-0909.
You know that everybody in the world has a mother, including Jesus. Mary, the mother of Jesus, brought into this world the Savior of mankind. Now you can own 1 solid hour of music about Mama. Ask for it by calling this radio station, KWRM 1370, on your dial. Here's the phone number, 951-737-1370. Once again, that's 951-737-1370.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2005 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. With several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox now more than ever, it's good to play together.
Heading to the ninth, it is 12-10, Lake Elsinore. David Austin, the new pitcher for Rancho. He'll face Juan Siriaco to lead it off. And Austin throws home the pitch, and Siriaco takes low and away, and the count is 1-0. Siriaco struck out swinging in the first. He grounded back to the pitcher in the third, singled in the fifth. Next pitch on the way, in there for a strike, and the count is even 1-1 from David Austin. Austin winds and deals. The pitch on the way, and Siriaco shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Protecting the fort and guarding that bunt is Brown at third and Pauly at first. The corner infielders charging hard. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin rocks and kicks. The 1-2 on the way, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Angels made a roster move today. Benji Molina was placed on the disabled list. Former Quake Adam Pavkovich was called up to AAA's Salt Lake. The pitch to Siriaco swung on and missed. Swung on, I beg your pardon, and fouled back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pavkovich in AAA now at this point. Here's the next pitch, low and away. Three balls and 2 strikes the count. Austin throws the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. A high fastball just beyond the reach of Siriaco. 1 down in the top of the ninth. Coming up is Peter Ramos. One man out here in the top of the ninth inning. 12-10 Storm. Here's the pitch on the way, and Ramos takes a strike from Austin. The count is 0-1. Schenkel, Melgarejo, and Kendrick in the bottom of the inning. The next pitch, swinging a ground ball to third base in the hole, and a stop by Brown to his knees. He spins and throws to first in time. In plenty of time to get the speedy Ramos. What a play there defensively by Matt Brown at third base. Two men out for Drew Macias. Here is The pitch, swinging a ground ball to second. Kendrick to his backhand side field. Throws over to first. In time. The side is retired. Austin works a 1-2-3. Top half of the ninth inning. And the Quakes carry a little bit of momentum into the bottom of the inning. Schenkel, Melgarejo, and Kendrick coming up. They have trailed all night. Some by big margins. This one by 2. It is 12-10 Lake Elsinore after 8.5.
Individual tickets for July 3rd go on sale Monday, May 2nd. Ticket prices for this game are $2 more per ticket than regular ticket prices. The Quakes will host the Lancaster Jethawks at 7:15, and following the game, enjoy the Independence Day post-game fireworks show sponsored by Silverback Extreme. Tickets to the July 3rd game can be purchased on or after May 2nd at the Quakes ticket office, over the phone at 909-481-5252, or online at rcquakes.com.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Actually, they're not for me, though. They're for my, son.
I'm sure they are.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead. Different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest must register in advance and quantities are limited.
You are listening to AM 1370 Sports on KWRM, Corona, California.
Chris Madson's powerful new book, Joshua Shoots, He Scores, The Greatest Call I Ever Made, is available now at joshuashoots.com.
Randy Youngman of the Orange County Register writes, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will touch anyone who reads it.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew declares, this is the little book with a lot of heart.
L.A. Kings announcer Bob Miller adds, Joshua Shoots, He Scores will leave you believing in miracles.
For more information, go to joshuashoots.com
or order by phone at 949-260-1012.
Or ask for Joshua Shoots, He Scores at bookstores everywhere.
The first pitch to Brooks Schenkel leading off the bottom of the ninth inning was down low for a ball, and the second pitch to Schenkel is down low for a ball, 2-0. 12-10 Storm here in the bottom of the ninth with the Quakes batting, and Schenkel takes a called strike, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. David Austin retired the side in order in the top of the ninth inning to set the table here as Schenkel swings and misses, and the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike. Abraham brought on to relieve Villatoro in the 8th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And there's 1 down here in the ninth. Schenkel, first time he has been retired tonight. A walk in the 6th, he doubled and scored in the 7th. Here is Rancho Melgarejo. Melgarejo hit into a double play in the 2nd and the 5th. Here is the pitch on the way. A strike called, and the count is 0-1. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swinging a chopper to third base, and it's foul. Wide of the third base bag. No balls and 2 strikes. Melgarejo grounded to short in the 7th, reached on there in the 6th, and he hit into 2 double plays prior to that. The Quakes out hitting the Storm at this point 17-16. But they are trailing 12-10. Now Abraham throws the 0-2 on the way outside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Abraham from the third base side of the rubber. He pauses at the belt. The 1-2 on the way. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Howie Kendrick. Melgarejo just trying to find a way that he can get on base and get the tying run up to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Quakes have had a couple shots at it. Most of the Quakes up against the top step of the top railing in the dugout. 2-2, 1 man out. The pitch on the way, and it's inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 man out. Now Abraham to the glove. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a chopper over to third, charged by Bonvecchio. On the grass, he throws over to first in time to get Melgarejo. And Melgarejo is 0 for 5 on the night. And now the Quakes are down to their last out. Howie Kendrick, the man at the plate, he is 4 for 5 on the night. A single in the first, a single in the third, a home run to left in the fifth, hit into a fielder's choice in the sixth, and then he singled in a run in the seventh. First pitch swinging, ground ball to short. Siriaco fields. He sets himself. He throws over to first in time for the final out of the ball game. And the Quakes, in a rather uneventful bottom of the ninth inning, are retired in order. Despite making it a ball game in the last couple of innings, the early runs and the early lead tonight by the Lake Elsinore Storm proved to be the difference as they defeat Rancho Cucamonga tonight 12-10. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the totals for you right after this.
Tickets at the Epicenter for individual games start as low as $7, and the best seats in the house are only $10. Tickets can be purchased one of 3 easy ways. Over the phone at 909-481-5252, online at rcquakes.com, or in person at the Quakes ticket office. Ticket office hours at the Epicenter are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On game days, the ticket office stays open from 10 a.m. until the 7th inning of each game. Get your Quakes tickets today.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible. And it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Here are the totals in tonight's ball game for the Lake Elsinore Storm to hold on and win it. 12 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, 10 runs, 17 hits, 1 error. They left 8 men on base. The winning pitcher tonight is Arturo Lopez, and Lopez on the season improves to 2-0. Michael Samar takes the loss, dropping his record to 1-1 on the campaign. The save goes to out of the bullpen for Lake Elsinore tonight. The save is awarded to Paul Abraham. It's his first of the year. Home runs in tonight's ball game for the Storm. Brian Bergamy, a 2-run shot in the first, and Michael Johnson, a grand slam in the sixth. For Bergamy on the season, it was home run number 1 on the year, and Michael Johnson, his 5th home run of the season, his 2nd grand slam of the season. Howie Kendrick hit his 5th home run of the year for the Quakes. Bobby Wilson hit his 2nd on the season for Rancho. Time of the ball game tonight here at the Epicenter is 2 hours and 48 minutes in front of a crowd of 2,096. Now for my studio coordinator, John Souter, this is Jason Anafoyan, inviting you to stay tuned next for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Again, the final score tonight, it was the Storm 12 and the Quakes 10. The postgame show is next.
Here's the pitch home. Runner breaks. Swinging a fly ball into center field. Baker having to go on the run. Going back. He's Kearney putting on the brakes, and it hits off the base of the wall.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball has been brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Galliano Winery, the City of Rancho Cucamonga Waste Management, Red Roof Inn, Charter Media, Chipotle, Farmer John's, Unilever Food Solutions, the X-Bucks, Yellow Book USA, and Omaha Jets. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
Willis held up around second. Now he's in days around third. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's not in time. Willett slides in safely.
Businesses and job applicants are looking for the same thing, a good match. At York Employment Services, we provide the most qualified job applicants to business leaders throughout the area. Our consultants will match the best candidates to the best companies, saving both time and money. Visit us across the street from the Ontario Mills Mall, 2 doors down from Starbucks, or log on to yorkemployment.com. York Employment Services, providing state-of-the-art services with old-fashioned values.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere at the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
3-2, 2 outs. Runner goes at first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Sturtzbach pumps his fist. The ball game is over, and the Quakes have won it.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Well, here tonight at the Epicenter, the Quakes fell behind rather early in this ball game, and they fell behind by as many at one point as 10 runs. And although they made it a comeback and made a ball game of it, they fall short to the Lake Elsinore Storm, 12-10, dropping their record to 6-6 on the season. We'll get to that ball game in just a moment. But let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. First of all, the Angels are 6-1 winners at home tonight over the Seattle Mariners. Paul Bird the win, he's 1-2. Aaron Seeley the loss, he's 2-1. Vladimir Guerrero and Darren Erstad hitting home runs tonight for the Angels. Other scores tonight: Oakland beats Texas 8-5. Heron the win for the Athletics. Chan-Ho Park the loss for the Rangers. Octavio Dotel his second save. Eric Chavez hits his second home run for the A's, and Mark DeRosa connects for his first home run for the Rangers. The Detroit Tigers are 13-3 winners over the Baltimore Orioles today. The Yankees beat the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 19-8. It was the White Sox 5, the Minnesota Twins 4. Cleveland over Kansas City 5-1, and Boston at home behind Curt Schilling on Patriots Day. They ran the Boston Marathon today. Patriots Day, the 11 a.m. Eastern start in Boston today, and they are 12-7 winners. The Red Sox are over the Toronto Blue Jays 12-7 this morning at Fenway. In the National League, the Dodgers are 7-3 winners over Milwaukee. Odalis Perez the win, Chris Capuano the loss. Repko hit a home run. Bradley hit 2 home runs tonight for the Dodgers in that contest. The Padres are 7-2 winners over the Giants. Peavy the win for San Diego. Brett Tomko the loss for San Francisco. Lance Negro hit his first home run of the season for the Giants in the losing effort. Florida over Washington 9-4. Dontrell Willis the win. Oka the loss. Vidro hit his third home run for the Nationals. 9-4 win for Florida. So the Nationals' first loss at RFK Stadium. Atlanta in 12 innings, 1-0 winners over Houston. They played a marathon of a ball game last night in Philadelphia and followed up with extra innings today. Sosa the win for Atlanta, Wheeler the loss for Houston. A 1-0 victory for the Braves. Elsewhere, it was Arizona 5, Colorado 3 tonight at the Coors Field. Former Angel Troy Gloss with his 5th home run of the season. Philadelphia 5 and the Mets 4. Randy Wolf the win, Kazushi the loss. Worrell his first save for the Phillies, and Floyd homered for the Mets. Burrell homered for Philadelphia. Cincinnati beats the Cubs 7-6. at Cincinnati's Great America Ballpark tonight. Former Quake Derek Lee with his third home run of the year. Adam Dunn hit 2 for Cincinnati. Patterson, Ramirez, and Burnett also homered with Derek Lee in the Cubs' losing effort tonight. 7-6 Cincinnati over the Cubs. And one other final, St. Louis pounds Pittsburgh 11-1 with a 9-run top half of the ninth inning. Mulder the win for St. Louis, Williams the loss for Pittsburgh, and Edmonds his 4th home run of the season for the Cards. Here tonight it was 12-10 Storm over the Quakes. We'll come back and we'll recap this one for you right after this.
Dog waste left on a lawn or sidewalk is disgusting, especially when left on your lawn. But it doesn't end there. It becomes a public health risk. When it washes away with the rain or a hose off any lawn or street surface and drains directly into the Santa Ana River, carrying harmful bacteria. As a dog owner, you can set a good example by picking up after your pet every time. Your actions will influence your family and your neighbors. Please take the following steps to care for your canine and help protect your neighborhood and public health. Clean up after your dog every time. When you grab the leash, grab a bag and have it with you. Take advantage of the complimentary bags offered in dispensers at local parks and use them to dispose of your pet's waste. Make sure you always have extra bags in your car so you are prepared when you travel with your dog. Carry extra bags when walking your dog and make them available to other pet owners who are without. Teach kids how to properly clean up after a pet. Encourage them to throw used bags into the nearest trash receptacle if they are away from home or on a walk. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060. 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
Well, tonight at the Epicenter, the Quakes fell behind early in the first inning, but there was a very critical play that set the tone early on for the Quakes. After Peter Ramos and Drew Macias led off the ball games with singles, Fernando Valenzuela grounded out to first base. That allowed the runners to go to second and third. Brett Vecchio struck out swinging against right-hander Michael Samard, who started tonight for the Quakes for the second out of the inning. And then with Michael Johnson at the plate, with runners at second and third and 2 out, Johnson hit a little tapper back to Samard on the hill. Samard came down on the grass, fielded the ball, then threw over to first, but the problem was he airmailed the ball to Pauly. And that allowed 2 runs to score, Ramos and Macias, and Johnson went over to second base on the 2-base error. That gave the gave the Storm a 2-0 lead. Then the Storm continued to pile it on, or proceeded to pile it on. George Kottaras followed with an RBI single, and then Brian Bergamy hit a 2-run home run to right field to make it 5-0 at the time. The Storm picked up another base hit, but Samard was able to get a strikeout to Juan Ciriaco, the shortstop, ending the first inning as the Storm sent 9 men up to the plate and scored 5, what turned out to be, although it was the pitcher's error, 5 unearned runs in the first. The Quakes answered in the bottom of the inning with an unearned run of their own with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Brandon Wood was running on the play. Bobby Wilson grounded to short, and Ciriaco threw the ball away. That allowed Brandon Wood to come on, or actually, I'm sorry, Bobby Wilson grounded to short. Ciriaco was going to throw to second base to try and get Wood, and he overthrew Ramos. That allowed Wood, as the throw went down the right field line, that allowed Wood to come around all the way on the play and score the first run of the night. So the Storm added to their lead in the second inning off of Samard after a leadoff walk and then a leadoff walk by Ramos and a single by Macias. First and second, the table was set for Fernando Valenzuela, who promptly doubled both Ramos and Macias in on a gapper to left center field to make it 7-1. George Kottaras, 2 outs later, followed with a 2-out RBI hit to right field that made it an 8-1 Lake Elsinore lead. The Quakes' bats were stymied then by Arturo Lopez in the early innings tonight until the bottom of the 5th inning when Howie Kendrick led off, our pregame guest. He led off with a home run to left field. Kendrick on the night was 4 for 6 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. But Kendrick's home run, a solo shot in the 5th, made it at the time 8-2. And in the top of the 6th inning, after Justin Dowdy had done a nice job in both the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning in relief, he gave up a leadoff single to Drew Macias to right field in the 6th. Fernando Valenzuela then singled to center field, putting runners at first and second. Brett Bonvecchio followed with a single to deep right center field where Mel Guerrejo went over in the gap in right center, overran the ball, reached back to his right, and the ball fell on the warning track. And everybody moved up 90 feet. So Rick Renteria having, obviously with the runner at second base, the lead runner being Macias, holding up on that fly ball to deep right center field, had no reason to even force the issue, held everybody up. They played station-to-station baseball at that point, and then Michael Johnson hit the shot that ended up proving to be the game difference tonight, a grand slam into the pine trees beyond the right field wall, and the grand slam made it 12-2 at the time in favor of the Storm. The Quakes mounted a comeback, though. In the bottom of the sixth inning, Bobby Wilson led off with a home run to left center field. Matt Pauley followed with a walk. He made it to second base on a ground out to second base from Jason Sugden. After B.J. Weed struck out looking, Pauley went to third base on a wild pitch and an at-bat to Brooks Schenkel. He then scored on another wild pitch in the at-bat to Schenkel, and that made it an 8-4 ball game at the time. So with the score 8-4, the Quakes managed to put two more runners on base in the sixth inning, and which strand those two runners is Howie Kendrick hit into a fielder's choice ending the sixth. But it was the seventh after Arturo Lopez left the ball game is where the ball game was snugged up. Dirk Hayhurst came in after Brandon Wood led off with a ground ball to third base for the first out of the inning. Matt Brown followed with a single. Bobby Wilson then singled Brown over to second base. Matt Pauley came up. He singled home from second base Matt Brown with a base hit to center field. And then with runners at first and second for Jason Sugden, Sugden hit a three-run home run that swung the momentum in the Quakes' favor at the time. The three-run home run made it a 12-8 ball game. The Quakes were within a grand slam. B.J. Weed followed with a single, and then Brooks Schenkel doubled Weed home all the way from first base with a double down the left field line. That did it for Dirk Hayhurst with a runner at second base and just one man out. Wilmer Villatoro came into the ballgame. Rancho Melgarejo grounded to short, and on the play, Schenkel took off for third and made it. And with two outs and a runner at third, Howie Kendrick came up, and he singled home Schenkel from third base for the sixth and final run of the seventh inning, and that made it a 12-10 ball game. The Quakes sent 10 men up to the plate in the seventh, and Kendrick was the lone runner stranded on base. But that would be as close as the Quakes would get, although Buckley, who came in to relieve Adam Dowdy in the sixth inning, allowed just one hit in the sixth, retired the side in order in the seventh, and although walked two, struck out the side in the eighth. Buckley, after pitching three scoreless innings of relief, turned the ball over to David Austin, and David Austin in the ninth struck out a batter. He retired the side in order, and although the bullpen had done a nice job after the grand slam, in the last two innings, the Quakes were able to, in the eighth, get the leadoff man aboard, but Matt Brown was caught stealing 2-6 with Bobby Wilson at the plate, or with Matt Pauley at the plate and one out. So the Quakes had two outs and the bases empty. Pauley and Sugden both walked. Villatoro was pulled from the bullpen. They brought in the Lake Elsinore Storm brought into the ballgame Paul Abraham, and Abraham was able to finally slam the door on this Quakes pesky offense and their comeback hopes. B.J. Weed grounded out to first base for the final out of the eighth inning, and then in the ninth with a two-run lead, it was Abraham striking out Schenkel. Melgarejo grounded out to third, and then Kendrick grounded to short to end the ball game in a very quick bottom of the ninth. 12-10, Lake Elsinore wins it over the Quakes. We'll come back with a final wrap-up right after this.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk in the book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Well, tomorrow night, the Quakes will be back out here. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with the pregame show, 7:15 with the first pitch. On the mound for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes tomorrow will be right-hander Chris Hunter. Hunter will be opposed by left-hander Chris Tierney of the Lake Elsinore Storm. 7:15 first pitch. Will be on the air straight up at 7 o'clock right here on KWRM 1370 and along the internet at rcquakes.com, courtesy of our web provider, live365.com. Now for my studio coordinator, John Souter, this is Jason Anafoyan saying so long to you. Again, the final score, the Lake Elsinore Storm 12, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 10. Good night from the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga.
Here's the windup and the pitch to the plate. Swung on, hit to right field. Pretty well. Melgarejo back at the track with room. Reaches out to his left. He makes the catch. The ball game is over. And John Toledo's the man of the day.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the defending American League Western Division champion Angels. This has been Quakes Baseball.